Welcome to BTM Reviews, where we talk about the news. Got the scoop you need to hear. Stay a while, join the cheer. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Pour the bourbon, let it flow. Talking drinks you need to know. Whiskey's aged and barrels old. Stories told in glasses full. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Boys and gadgets, playtime fun. From old school to brand new ones. Action figures, cars that zoom. Fill your heart and light the room. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz, come take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today.
Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews on this Saturday night. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Had a great day. Gonna have a good night with my man Jim and my man Mark. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Simply Green, I believe, sent me a video the other day called I Pet Goat 2, right? I think it was Simply Green that sent to me, and it's just a funny video. I think it's a George Bush thing, Jim. Just like a animated thing. It's not that long. It's like 6 minutes long. So Jim's muted, by the way.
Didn't realize that. Sorry.
Neither. I thought you were just looking at the screen playing with your hair. So I got that, and then I know we got some other stuff we can mess around with, and yeah, maybe it wasn't you simply. I know somebody's maybe, I don't know, but it was. I don't remember who it was. Should have held the speed check back for Jim.
What?
Should have held the speed check back for Jim.
What do you mean?
Send it again. Because oh no. Oh no. This could be good. I don't know if you saw this. What? Hey, Pastor Flash, do I want to play it where it came over? Is that where I want to play it from? Because this is pretty funny. Let's just check this out real quick. Let's get into this. I want to see this. This is Jim's kind of video.
And that's a good thing. Communists, get the fuck out of my house. But before we get to the professor, who I'm sure is also a communist, I want to give you a restaurant recommendation. It's right here. Right, this place here. I've heard it's really good. It's Cafe Bitch. I don't think I can say that second word. It's actually a real restaurant. There it is right there. Shout out to the Vietnamese. Some of the best food on the planet. But now let's get to the professor. So he's a professor at the University of Kansas. So let's get the uncut version of what he said.
Guys are smarter than girls. You got some serious problems. That's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand the way the world works. Did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that.
So this guy is completely unhinged. It's a disgrace, but that's what you get with these extremist lefties. They can't control themselves. He's literally talking here about ending the lives of people he disagrees with. They haven't done anything, just purely based on their point of view, he wants to end them. This person should never teach ever again. End of story, done and dusted. But let's see the reaction here. And here is the actual tweet from Roger Marshall himself. I'm glad to report that the professor who called for men to be lined up and you know what, declaring open season on people who don't plan to vote for Kamala is no longer an employee at KU.
Now, just wonder if they're tenured or not, right, Jim? Because it's really hard to get rid of a tenured professor, isn't it?
The tenures, they can get rid of them for cause.
Okay.
Once you're tenured, you know what I mean? They can't fire you for like being a bad teacher. But for something like this, they could fire you.
I'm glad they did. I mean, the freedom of speech is cool, but we don't call for killing people because they don't vote the right way. That's not something that we do.
No, I mean, he has the freedom to say it. He's not going to get arrested for it and everything.
Right.
You know, but
it's not at work.
You know, he's not allowed to talk to children and teach them. And I'm sorry, if you're in school, you're a child.
You mean in college too?
Whatever.
Yeah.
They're still retards. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, Jim's tenure isn't going to protect him now.
That was pretty good, man. I mean, I didn't know that happened, and some guy from another country knew it happened. I guess we should pay attention to our country a little bit better, huh, Jim?
Yeah, a little bit.
But oh god, I saw the Kamala ad of real men for Kamala. It looked like a 21st century Village People. Really? Are they making those videos, Jim? Men for Kamala?
Yeah, but it's
yeah, it's really cool.
I don't know, man.
Are they desperate for votes?
Well, they sent Obama out to try to tell, guilt African American men into vote for.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks like he's getting his head handed to him in a number of places by black people too.
Yeah, they're like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, no, not her. We'll see. I don't know. But I do have, we can watch that. We can watch some more of that 9/11, The Road to Tyranny, if you want. We only watched about 5 minutes of it.
They're losing 1 in 5 black men. Wow.
There's also, let's see.
That's give me a second, stimulator. We're having an adult conversation. So they are losing 1 in 5 black men. That's not good. I mean, Trump was winning over the black vote anyway, wasn't he, Jim?
He's not.
He was winning it over. He was getting more percentage.
He's getting more percentage of. He's up to, I think, 30% of. Some polls have him up to 30% of the male.
Black males?
Yes.
Wow. How you doing, Stimulated?
I'm good. I'm just sitting here.
What's
Why
wrong
don't
with
y'all
your
watch
voice?
that
It
video?
sounds weird.
My voice?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you sound like you've been yelling or screaming at a football game all day.
I was
Yeah,
hollering my head off.
you can tell.
Stupid fucking game. Jesus
Did you lose?
Christ. No, we won. Barely.
Oh.
Barely won by what, like 1 point, I think?
That's not good.
No.
Who were you playing?
Not it. South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there's 4 new videos on proven conspiracies if you were interested.
This is the one you need to see, Jim. It's about the SR-71.
Okay.
You were here for this one, Mark.
Yeah.
This is fucking funny, man. In all the right ways, too.
I'm the guy. No, you didn't hear, do you? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to tell you the story because you'll see this on the internet. People ask, was it ever fun to fly a jet? I told this story one time in Seattle 25 years ago, and it became, this urban legend or something. It's all true. One day, Walter and I are doing a little training mission around the United States where you take off out of Sacramento, hit a tanker in Idaho, rip on up to Montana, zip across Denver, hang a right turn in Albuquerque, rip out over LA, up to Seattle.
Take a left turn at Albuquerque.
2 hours, 21 minutes. Then you do it backwards. You're just gaining time and experience with your backseater. You're just learning how to work together. Building hours. Well, we're on our last training mission. We've made the turn at Albuquerque. We're over Tucson. I can see downtown LA from Tucson. I can see the whole western United States bathed in a warm glow of a fall afternoon. 6 p.m, the radios are silent. The air is smooth. Not a gauge moving in my cockpit. It is perfect. I can see the whole chain of the Rocky Mountains from Canada to New Mexico, and I'm seeing all this scene, and it's all perfect. And I'm thinking, we bad. And I feel sorry for Walter because he has to monitor 5 radios in the back seat. So I flipped the switch up, and those of you that fly know that what I'm about to say is true, that centers that control all the traffic, when you fly on United or Delta, and all the centers are controlling you. Albuquerque Center, LA Center, Seattle Center, Cleveland Center, Jacksonville Center. It all sounds like the same guy because they all talk really cool. They want to make you feel cool as a pilot. So they don't just talk normal. And I swear it's the same guy, but we kind of like it. So whenever you ask them a
It's the same guy.
question, you're going to get talked to like you're somebody important. Those of you that fly Cessnas all know that, hey, that sounds cool. Well, we flip up the switch, and sure enough, this is in the pre-GPS days. People always want to know their ground speed because they get lost, and they got to get their position. Who knows? There's always some Cessna guy. He's got to know his ground speed. LA Center, Cessna November Alpha Tango, have you got a ground speed readout for us? Now, Center would like to say, hey, pal, who cares? Get our frequency. We got other things. But no, he's going to talk to him like he's Air Force One. Cessna November Alpha, we show you 90 knots, 90 knots on the ground. That's how they talk. I'm not making this up. Right after that, a twin Bonanza popped up to pimp the guy, I guess. Twin Beach, whatever, you got a ground speed readout for us, Center? Senator's probably thinking, God, it's Friday afternoon. Why me, God? Please go away. But no, he's going to talk to him like he's, a shuttle astronaut. Twin Beach, we show you 120, 120 knots on the ground. Right after that, a Navy F-18 out of Lemoore popped up on frequency. And you knew it was a Navy guy because he talked very cool on the radio. Center Dusty 5-2 speed check. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Dusty 5-2 has a ground speed indicator and a $1 million F-18 cockpit. It's got it right there in the heads-up display. Got it right there. Why are we calling Center to broadcast our speed? Oh, I get it. We're just the meanest, baddest, fastest military jet in the valley today. We're taking our little Hornet jet over Mount Whitney and ripping across Death Valley, and we want everyone from Fresno to the coast to know what real speed is. And you can almost hear a little glee in the controller's voice, like just touch, like we've put an end to this. Testify 2, we show you 620, 620 knots across the ground. And it was that across the ground, see that, it was that little, we've had enough of this, I don't want to hear anybody else. And there was silence on the radio. There wasn't an airliner from Seattle to San Diego that wanted to be next on frequency, just an etiquette thing. And a 12-year-old was reaching for the microphone. And I thought, oh no, Walter's in charge of the radios. No, it's the Navy. They must die now. I thought, no, but if I do that, I'll destroy all the training, and I want us to be a good crew. At that moment, I heard a click of the mic button in the back seat. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter and I became a crew at that moment. In his very best innocent Cessna voice, Walter, LA Center, Aspen 30. Have you got a ground speed readout for us? You could almost hear a collective gasp on freak from everyone. Like, oh, the poor fools, they didn't hear the previous transmissions. And Center had to give you that same voice. Aspen 30, we show you 1,942 knots across the ground. It was like a little glee in his voice. And I knew I was going to like Walter for the next 4 years is when he came back and said, Senator, we're showing a little closer to 2,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know we never heard another transmission all the way to the coast. So for just a moment, it indeed was fun flying the jet. Most of the missions were highly serious, fatiguing, dangerous, scary, and very rewarding for what we were able to do. Berlin Wall came down on our watch. Gaddafi was silenced on our watch. We saw the Soviets flail. Reagan knew how to use this airplane and used it well. We were proud to do it. So,
Pretty good, right, Jim? SR-71, not bad, huh?
That's cool.
We show a little closer to 2,000. Oh man, you ever been in a private jet, Jim? Do you fly?
I don't fly, no.
You don't fly? I meant to ask, do you fly? I'm sure you've been in a private jet. Yeah. I never have. Have you stimulated?
Not a private jet, no.
Hell, I don't think I've ever. I don't know if I've ever sat in first class in an airplane.
I've sat in first class, but
As many times as
never.
I've flown too, never first class, Jim. Don't give me that look. Dude, you're a poor.
You sitting back with the pores?
That's gross.
Yeah, and I'm always hoping to get the exit seat. I'm like begging, please God, let it be the exit seat I can get in. I'll pay extra if I can actually reserve it, right? Yeah,
Sit in the area where they ask you to do things in case of emergencies. That's disgusting.
Well, no, it's not.
That's
Because emergencies
disgusting.
never happen and I can stretch my legs out, dude. There's nothing worse. Plane seats are the fucking worst, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, they're not fun.
No. And I mean, Mark, I think they just try to put an extra row in every year to see how much they can get away with.
Yeah, squeeze it down a little bit more. Yeah.
When I was a teenager, I started taking the train from Birmingham to Louisiana. Now that's fun. That's a fun way to travel.
Oh, yeah. The worst way to travel is the fun way to travel. Trains. What do you go move to Europe? We don't do trains here. We have trains for freight, Jim. That's about it.
There's a train that runs from Birmingham, Alabama to New Orleans.
The trains are the same way they've been for over 100 years, 150 years now. Trains are the same. They're being robbed the same in Chicago, too.
And LA. You saw that shit in LA during COVID, right?
Yeah, I just saw that shit in Chicago over a couple of days ago where they were stealing all the TVs.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's not surprising. It's probably the one you ordered, Jim.
Maybe.
I didn't recognize Jim without a hat on. I was confused for a
Who's
second.
Jim?
Yeah, that's right. Who is Jim?
Trains are for basements. Very true.
I just watched that Sopranos episode earlier. Blue Comet, where he's in the train store and gets killed.
Yeah.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Which is this?
The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Sopranos.
The Sopranos.
Traveling with my drugs made trains appealing.
Yeah,
Not a lot,
sure. The
not a lot of
security is very
security on the
lax.
train.
Yeah.
Is there a TSA on the train?
Not that I remember, but I mean, I was a teenager when I was doing it, so
You
I
think
probably didn't pay attention.
you think there's a TSA on Amtrak trains, Jim?
I don't know. I would imagine it's maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they handle all. Maybe I don't know.
That's a completely true statement, Rocky. F the TSA for sure. Yeah. So, who'd you play again today?
South Carolina,
You beat
Yeah.
them by a point.
2 points. Yeah,
Wow.
it was 2 points. Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. Oh my god, it was a nightmare. We were doing good. I had to go run some errands right after kickoff, so I went and got my hair cut and done a couple things, and we were beating them, and I was like, keeping up with it on my phone. And then when I get home, they're beating us 19-15, I think. 19-14, and I was just like,
Hmm.
Jesus Christ. I should have never came home.
Yeah. Well, it's college football, man. New coach, new quarterback, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a whole new team. Well, Milrow, he was there last year, but we have our running backs are small. They have no fucking drive to them. We've only got one really good wide receiver, the Williams kid. Jesus, that kid can catch a ball, and he's amazing. But when you only have one target, you know what I mean. The defense knows who to cover, so
Right.
it'll be all right. Do what?
I'm looking at a video, and you get some of these parody videos and stuff, but they put music in them, and I'm scared to play them because I even get hit for parody music, Jim. Like, it's so weird. Like that. Remember that we played that video, and it had that in the Air July video, and had the black guy rapping "Why You Lying."
Mhm.
I
You
got
got hit for
"Why You Lying."
Really?
Yep.
Jesus, man.
5 seconds of that was in that goddamn
I
video.
see a lot of people use that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I had to, erase "Why You Lying" out of the goddamn out of the stream if I wanted to monetize it. So don't monetize it, right? Because it don't matter. It's not, once the stream's over, we do get a lot of views afterwards, but shit, they don't turn your yellow to an hour after you go to bed, and you wake up 7 hours later, and most of your views are over by then on a live stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Katie.
Yeah.
I'll send it to Katie.
Oh, we should you
I'll
guys
send
should,
it to her.
you guys should have a fight. See who gets a tour first. You're all mods. Let's see. Now, Katie, did Katie do some more videos? We had a strong Katie show the other night, though, Mark, me and you. That was fun.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
It was
Mark's
fun.
becoming a regular after this. And so I've seen him more this week than I've ever seen him.
Oh, you don't know the history of the channel, though. He took some time off because he was like, dude, I can't do this all the time. I work.
Yeah, I was on most every night. It
Yeah.
was too much.
Okay.
I don't know how Dave does it.
It gets a little rough. I mean, thankfully, most of my stuff's in the mornings. I can knock it out and then sort of, take a nap. Doing real estate, I make my own schedule, so I pick and choose when I want to do stuff. So
Pastor Flash sent me a video, but I don't know if we can play it. It's got music in it.
We'll play it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to monetize the stream anyway.
Dave, have you not seen that Kabbalah clip? That Men
Mm.
for Kamala clip y'all were talking about before y'all brought me on?
The commercial? No.
Yeah. Oh, it's
It's-
fucking hilarious. It
It
is hilarious.
It's just stupid.
It's hilarious. None of those guys made me go, that's a real man right there. None of them. Not one of them.
No, I know what you said, Jim. Like they all look gay.
No, they look like they don't. I'll get it. Hold on.
I don't really necessarily want to see it because I hate fucking Kamala. I shouldn't say
I-
that. I might get in
You
trouble.
better calm down. Obama's going to say something to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on X. I'd have to get it, but I got something else from X pulled up.
So is this a video you got down here,
Yes.
Jim?
Yeah,
Is it funny?
yeah.
What? Like, let's hear this. Is that a licensed song?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a rap song.
Yeah, it's Genuine. No, not Genuine. Yeah. It's
Oh,
Pony.
boy. This is not good. Why does he crank that
Yeah. They should have used Nasty Dancer, I think.
Find out why he quit the poll.
the pole?
That's really good animation though. Like that's really,
Yeah.
really
You
good.
can play it without the music though, Jim, and we could just watch the animation because it was really cool.
You want it again?
Yeah, without the audio.
Yeah, somebody did a good job on that.
That is really good, right? I was watching it earlier. I was amazed.
Better
You
than
notice his
Naira
face changes.
animation.
His face changes to different people, just like Isom does. And here's Gary making it rain.
Making it rain. It would have been funnier if
Yeah,
it was
right.
Sturgis saying, "Here's $2."
Sturgis in the crowd
Yeah,
throwing loose change at him.
he's his biggest fan, you know. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I swear to God, this is something Suit would do. Just, you know, be Suit. I think he sent me a new video.
Oh, there is a new video, part 2.
Yeah, he sent it to me.
Yeah, but Suit's good at it, but that animation, whoever did it that's really, really good.
Yeah. Let's see. You gonna play it, Jim? Suits?
Oh, yeah, I'll get it.
Oh, we got their sunspot report, huh?
Yeah.
Hi,
Good
Katie.
morning, folks. Today we're going to look at 2 planetary studies, one on Jupiter and the other on Uranus. We've also got one of the weirdest but most damning studies on atmospheric temperature I've seen in a long time. But let's begin, as always, with the last 24 hours on our star. We had a few more M-class solar flares, including one that released a CME just left of center disk. SOHO does show that one should miss the Earth. It was a busy end of the week geomagnetically, but now the storm is over and the planetary electrodynamics are returning to normal. The solar storm was at level 4 for about 18 hours, level 3 for about 6 more after that. The auroral data coming in is as astounding as it was back in May, but this storm was 10 times weaker. We'll be covering that in a special video in the coming days. Meanwhile, we're still watching the sunspots. They have already proven they can flare, so we'll have eyes on them today and tomorrow. Let's go to Jupiter, where a very cool viewing campaign was focused on the Great Red Spot and how it changes over short periods of time. Over the long term, it is slowly shrinking, but it also has pretty dramatic changes on the weeks to months time scales. Fantastic shots of that here. Up next, we're going to Uranus, where both Hubble and New Horizons simultaneously took shots of the planet. The main goal is to determine the cloud movement and character of cloud features, but they also remark how the planet was dimmer than they believed it would be. Veteran observers here tell me that doesn't make you ask if the dust content of the solar system, increasing due to the arrival of the galactic current sheet, isn't impacting the atmosphere in that way. I know it was the first thing that popped into my head. Top science article is this one. They found perhaps the silliest, but still very relevant, reason for why atmospheric temperatures appear to be going up so much. In addition to everything else we have covered on that topic, the degradation of the white paint put on every single temperature station fades and flakes over time, increasing the absorption of solar radiation. You can't believe how much this has skewed the temperature readings. Basically, take almost half of the heating we're told has taken place, and throw it in the trash from just this one problem. Folks, today is the garden and foraging
Holy
event, and my
shit.
Q&A is afterwards at Observer Ranch. Link is below, and there is still time to book. There's also a link to my 40th birthday, and that sponsor stepped in and said the next several people who register using the promo code BENIS40 will get about 50% off their ticket. That's on October 19th. Links to those are below, and you can always go book a time to come see us at observerranch.com. Can't wait to meet more of you face to face. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.
Did he said half a degree off on temperature, Jim?
I think he
Yeah,
said half.
It's
Like I don't think he said degree.
half the amount of heat.
Yeah.
They claim that in the past, since 1880 or whatever, that it's like 1.3 or 1.4 Celsius, and they're saying it's actually only like 0.8 or 0.7.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So it's half of what they claimed it was.
Good Lord. Hi, Katie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you? Hello, low watermark and stimulated. How are y'all
Hello.
doing tonight? Help
Good.
chat.
We're doing good. Got to watch Eric July dance on a pole. That was fun.
Have you seen the Mr. Yanafui version?
Yeah, I think that's one Ethan played last night, right? Was it
Yeah, I didn't watch Trash Cast last night, so
Young Trash
I
Cast?
mean,
Young Trash
he
Cast.
put this out about an hour ago, but
Oh, was
unless he's already got it on his channel.
I don't know. He puts out so much stuff; it's hard to keep up.
I know. I know.
So, you said you got something coming out?
Yeah, so I've got two rip ass clips that I put in the private chat. I have not titled. Well, I titled them, but I haven't. All I gotta do is put the link and a couple stuff, and then I can put it out there. And then I think I got two more that I'm working on right now because I'm on my computer, so I'm doing that right now as we speak. So,
Night
but
work.
yeah, night work. Figure why not? You know, if I'm gonna be doing this stuff, I might as well hang out for a little bit.
All right, so I got your clip you put in a private chat over here.
I got the suit video pulled up if you want.
Cool, pull it up. I'll pull up Katie's while you're
Yeah,
doing.
let's do suit first.
Where am I?
Well, you're handcuffed to a chair in a location that you don't know, but that's not important right now. What's important right now, Sturgis, is where you were.
Where I was, and the name is Renowned Zero, not Sturgis. I was at some lady's house being raped by detractors. But that's not
God.
important right now. What's important is my fucking phone call. Give me my fucking phone call.
Quid pro quo. I tell you
Father
things,
hostage.
you tell me things. Not about this case, though. About yourself. Quid pro quo. Yes or no? Yes or no, Sturgis?
No, give me my fucking phone call.
Oh my god, Dick, was that the cops? It's all right, Vito. Settle down, big boy. The actual fuck off, tumbleweed. Somehow, Dick, I don't think that's tumbleweed. My god, it's coming right for us! What the fuck? What is it, Dick? Feels like hair. It's a fucking hairball. So it's a tribble? What the fuck is a tribble? Well, you see, in Star Trek, a tribble is... Are you still sitting on your ass? Well, I'm just conserving energy in case I have to run, you know. Motherfucker! What? The fucking thing bit me. Yeah, tribbles can do that too. Definitely a tribble. It's not a tribble, Vito. It's a hairball, a tumble hair. And it's multiplied. Yeah, tribbles, they do that too.
Yeah, that be do it well. Good that this is nicely done. Be sure we must.
I haven't seen this one.
A shoulder hair be placed in each edition of this. That is the comic maxim we have. And remember, no comic shall be shipped without a hair from the shoulder being placed within it. And so it has been said it is, and so shall it be.
LG.
It is. Swag
Homeless
Master, I want
Larry.
you to
Oh my
continue
God, it's
rolling
that
out the
king
shoulder hair
dude.
balls and LG. No, I do that limited your brain function is. So I do that double check that a single shoulder hair is included in each comic as they are sealed. My glorious Saska's twin sisters of the Ripper Curse continue to place blessings on the hair that sprouts from the shoulders. You should.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh God. You might want to mute this part, just in case. Oh God.
So great.
What has happened to this world? Jesus.
This is definitely real. This is real.
Jesus Christ. Wow, that's a creepy smile.
Hibbity jibbity.
My hair, I've been de-gibbetied. Request to be re-hibbitied.
What's that red shit in between his chest?
Hair, I've been
See how red it is?
Oh my
How
God.
red in between his boobs.
I think it's supposed to be hair, but I don't
It's
know.
red as shit.
Hibbitied. Request to be re-hibbitied.
No, it's red as hell.
What's that red shit in between his chest?
Hair, I've been
See how red it is?
Oh my
How
God.
red in between his boobs.
I think it's supposed to be hair, but I don't
It's
know.
red as shit.
Hibbitied. Request to be re-hibbitied.
No, it's red as hell.
What's that red shit in between his chest?
Hair, I've been
See how red it is?
Oh my
How
God.
red in between his boobs.
It's really red.
It's supposed to be hair.
Jibbity jibbity. Jibbity jibbity.
It's red as shit.
Red. Kid. Red. Kid.
Hibbitied. Request to be re-hibbitied.
No, it's red as hell. Never ending loop. Jim. Thanks,
Oh
dude.
my God.
That's
I thought
funny.
I thought my stream broke. That was-
Okay,
I thought I
okay,
was
that's
having a
why
stroke.
I was refreshing it because I was like, maybe it was my end, and I'm like, what is going on?
I went to YouTube and it was like, oh no, it's on there. Good. I'm not having a stroke yet. All right, good.
No, if I press play, it would go insane.
That's
We can watch
crazy.
Well, let's play Katie's clip first.
Yeah, that's a
I've
Hey,
got it.
little intense there.
Yeah,
Hey,
that,
wizard.
that was great. All right. All right. Oh, up there. I was gonna make sure.
To the forest stronghold, dude. Very happy.
Very happy.
Joe Music 931, the $2 is Horseman November Ripper. I think that means shipping.
Yes, that's still a plan. Like I said, we're pushing it a little bit, but because of what's happening out there with Hurricane Milton. But yeah, it's still a set for a November fulfillment.
Legit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, what?
He's
What?
extending it. He's pushing it back.
No, he's
because
no,
of
they're pushing to get it done by November because of the hurricane. They're like stressing because reasons, I guess. Is he getting his books printed in Florida or something? I don't know.
Yeah, that makes
Somewhere
sense.
near Florida.
That doesn't make any sense though.
No, because it's October 10th. I mean, or 11th. It doesn't matter. So it's Florida.
I mean,
It's like a fucking thunderstorm. Isn't that color really weird? That pink shirt makes his face look red. His face looks
It
red.
does. It's a
makes him
horrible
look like a
color
little
choice.
piggy.
Oh,
Look
my
how red his
Oh.
nose and everything looks because of the
yeah,
shine of the shirt.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Question.
Mhm.
Because of this
Question?
stuff with Milton, does that mean we're going to have to push Bloodruth back a little bit?
I don't think that it will impact the release of the launch of Bloodroot, right?
Okay.
I may have to get creative with some of the timing because again,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen out of this. This could disrupt a lot. We hope that it doesn't. But as far as it for sure is going to impact, namely the CGCs.
Yes.
So it's going to impact that aspect of it. But we'll see because the Saskers, of course, want to do another CGC, and if that's going to get away with that, we'll see.
Of course
But
they do.
as
Yeah.
far as the launch, it should not impact the launch of the collection. It's just I got to get creative with when I promise fulfillment and all that stuff.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It may be disrupted.
Okay. Yes, because CGC's in Sarasota, Florida.
Sense.
The headquarters for CGC's in Sarasota.
Yeah,
Oh.
Sarasota's still standing.
And this
Still
was
standing.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Jim just lived through it, so he
Yeah.
was home the same night
Thank
he came
God,
through
though.
his house. Yeah.
Thank God, though. It could be worse.
I mean, took off Jim's hats, obviously.
And finally, Dave's Pepsi with 5 Canadian says, "Yo, Silver Az, wear your comic." And Rip, don't forget about the Yaira and Horseman pajamas.
Someone brought up making ice on pajamas yesterday. Someone brought that up. I was like,
You're never going to believe this, dude, but the Asverse is coming soon.
Coming soon, 2025.
2025, the Asverse. Ripping the Asverse. Oh, God, no, we're back to Joker again. back to Joker again.
Oh.
An 8.
Complete douchebag. Sorry.
What's the matter there, Dave? You don't like good British comedy, do you?
Well, I
Isn't
don't
it
know.
funny, isn't it?
It's like Eric giggles at Az saying Asverse, but is it any funnier than Eric doing Ripaverse? It's the
I'm
same.
going to do the Asverse. I'm going to rip me as there, pal. What do you think there?
Pastor
Right?
for 5 Australia says Eric has to get creative. Lol. I mean, isn't it, Mark, the same thing? They're both internet guys.
Oh yeah, there's no difference there. But
There's
I
not.
did catch that too. 2 times he said he had to get creative in this video. The first time ever.
About books for the shipping.
I mean,
Yeah, that's where he's getting creative. Yeah.
yeah, at least he can get creative somewhere. I mean,
He's getting creative on the shipping part. Okay. That's a long way away. Florida will be fine in a month from a hurricane, Jim. You guys are
Couple
built
weeks.
for that shit. Yes.
Yeah.
And then Bloodruth releasing? Like, why would that be delayed? The release? It hadn't even. When are they supposed to announce that? Is it like this month they're supposed to put it up, Jim? Thought that was the rumor, like at the same time that this one's going on.
if they don't launch it in October, it's just missed opportunity. It's supposed to be a horror book.
Oh, it should be coming out. They
It should be coming out. I agree, but you need to at least launch it.
or wait till next year and release it on Halloween, Katie.
Pretty much.
Right. If the
I
horror
mean,
book,
that's what. I mean, they're behind on it.
take your time. Oh my F and G. Why is it that July can't give a straight answer even to a softball question teed up by Az? Thank you for the 5 Australian, Jimmy. It's so true, Jim. He just talks in circles and circles and circles. What? Well, I don't even know. You said you got another one, Katie?
Yes, I think I put it in the private
If you
chat.
want to, Brad, I could show.
No, I didn't. Hold on.
I got a minute
Sorry,
15 clip with some crazy woman on CNN.
Oh,
Go ahead, do that while I get this one.
That doesn't understand what the First Amendment is.
Trump. If I may, I think this is the time that we have to really seriously start talking about legislation when it comes to lying on the media. We have to start thinking about a fairness doctrine for the new millennium, because we shouldn't be able to just lie to the American public, because you should be able to trust your president. You should be able to trust your news stations. You should be able to trust the people that are in leadership positions. They shouldn't just be able to lie to you for
But
profit
who
or power.
decides? Who decides?
Well, this is
I'm
this
all
is
for truth,
something.
but we tried that twice.
No.
in
Well,
American
we're going to
history,
have to try
and
it
was a
again because we
horrific
didn't have the
failure,
internet
so.
before. We didn't have the internet before, and sometimes you need legislation. It is very
They didn't
important.
have radios before they did it the second
No,
time.
but you
so
still
it's the
need to
same.
do it because this is clearly not sustainable. We cannot carry on with the president saying that the immigrants are coming in and slitting your
he wants
throat in
to
your
choke a
kitchen.
bitch.
Absolutely, completely untrue.
Me?
We cannot say that FEMA's not on the ground.
An immigrant killed 4 people in New York and cut their throats in their kitchen. That's the truth. It happened.
Does she know where she's sitting? She's in a CNN newsroom.
Yeah.
And you're talking about truth and media?
Yeah.
Does she know where she's sitting? And besides, dummy, what did Trump say about the hurricane that's endangering FEMA lives?
They were complaining about FEMA not doing what they were supposed to do. And
For North Carolina, right?
Yeah, for North Carolina.
Not
which is
Florida.
true.
For North
Yeah.
Carolina. Yeah.
When they are. You can't say we gave all the money away to the migrants when that's not true, because people are going to get genuinely
Mayorkas
upset, as they
said
should,
that.
because that's a terrible thing if that was happening, except it's not.
but hold on.
And the president should not be able to say that. The person running for president should not be able to say that. And so I do think that it is essential that we start thinking
Shut
about how
up.
do we solve some of these problems, because it is unsustainable for us to live in not reality, which is where we are living now.
In New York, in United States is liars. It happened like 4 or 5 days ago. I could find the story if you want.
But so here's the thing about this clip. I would like to have seen their responses because they don't like what she's saying. Even
Well, this guy's trying to explain to her, like, hey, there's the First Amendment, and
well, so was the other guy, Brian, the bald guy, right? He's like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't do that. But Man Called Plush says, I like British comedy, okay, but ass can get bent.
there was another one. Hold on.
Thank you for the $2.
Where's the other one? I just saw it. It was a good one I wanted to pull up, and it was about what the fuck? Where'd it go? It was right there. I hate fucking Twitter does this.
Yeah, Twitter
it'll
drops
just
stuff out, you
lose the
see it,
video?
it's gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens all the time.
I'll be looking dead at it, going to click it, and it'll blink.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then
it's
that video
about-
just disappears.
Yeah, they pull stuff
Oh, here
out.
it is.
Yes.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. This is a good one. Black women didn't like Obama belittling and diminishing black men for preferring Trump over Kamala.
Why are black men being lectured to? Why are black men being belittled in ways that no other voting group?
A tour of media to appeal to men.
They need to appeal to the needs of the voters. And so when I was a delegate for President Obama in both of his elections in Ohio, right now the vice president is down 11 points in Ohio, even though I fully expect President Trump to take Ohio as he did twice, but to be down 11 points compared to President Biden, that is a problem. But this other issue I want to bring up is a problem too. Why are black men being lectured to? Why are black men being belittled in ways that no other voting group? Now, a lot of love for former President Obama, but for him to single out black men is wrong. And some of the black men that I have talked to have their reasons why they want to vote a different way. And even if some of us may not like that, we have to respect it. So unless President Barack Obama is going to go out and lecture every other
See
group of men from
see the dirty looks that white broad was giving her?
Well, yeah. She just said that the president
To her,
should
she says I'm sure you've seen her. She's politics girl. She's on Twitter and stuff. She always does these weird videos in her kitchens.
No, I've never seen
God,
it.
I hate the 19th Amendment.
Repeal the 19th, Jim. I'm with you, brother.
Is that a dude, Jim?
This is a woman.
Okay.
Every other group of men from other identity groups. My message for Democrats is don't bring it here to black men who, by and large, don't vote much differently from black women. And what, as a politician, we should be trying to get all voters to vote. And hopefully there are a few good men out there who do care about the.
Oh, I rewinded it too much. Oh, I wanted to go back to this, to the woman making the faces. Her, see, look at it. Look at it.
Wow, what a she understands the black struggle more than the black lady does.
I'm like, you're not going to vote for our next
Look at
hero?
her right there. Look at that.
Look at that right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some RBF right there.
Yeah.
Barack Obama is going to go out and lecture every other group of men from other identity groups. My message for Democrats is don't bring it here to black men who, by and large, don't vote much differently from black women. And what, as a politician, we should be trying to get all voters to vote. And hopefully there are a few good men out there who do care about the stripping away of some of women's bodily autonomy. But this is wrong for President Obama. It is a wrong course for the Harris-Waltz campaign to lay at the feet of black men when they have their reasons. In 2020, the vice president was labeled a cop, as we know.
But do you think, sorry to interrupt you, Nina, but do you think he's right? That some of the one of the reasons is because they don't like the idea of a
It might be some listen, black men are socialized in the same society as any other man. So yes, is misogyny maybe a part of it? But again, is President Obama and is the Harris-Waltz campaign going to lecture other male groups in the same way that they're lecturing black?
That was gross.
It was gross.
Ew.
What?
She put her tongue up to her. Ew, look at this.
Ew.
Ew.
That's a big ass tongue.
And is the Harris-Waltz?
What the fuck was that
Look
about?
at that.
Because she
That tongue goes across her whole head.
Dude. She wants to call this black lady a racist.
Oh, she wants to call.
She wants to call it an
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She wants to drop
That's
the
what she
hard
wants to
R.
say. Yeah.
Get
You know she does it in her private life too. Look at her.
Yeah.
You know she does it.
Reptilian lizard people are real. She's a lizard person. It's true. Identity groups, you can now identify as another race. Yeah, I mean, it is weird. Like black men and white men and Hispanic men, we don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever voted for a woman on anything. Jim, have you?
Voted for a woman?
Yeah. Think about it. Have you ever voted for a woman?
Yes.
Alabama's governor. Yeah.
Yes.
KI.
I have voted for a woman.
Who was it? Hillary?
A woman? No. No. Attorney General of Florida. It's been a woman twice in a row.
Oh, is she decent?
Sure, I guess.
Oh, she's just a Republican? Did you vote R? Is that why? Did you do that?
Sure.
You did that informed voter thing? Is it an R or a D next to their name, Mark? Oh, yes, please, guys. Please hit that like button. And if you feel like subscribing, do that too.
This is what I guess Harris-Waltz has been sending out to people. We're going to be radically transparent. Who else is radically transparent?
Some
See
guy
this chart? It's our fundraising over the past few days. The blue bar is money raised. The line is the number of donations. In short, our fundraising has taken a dramatic dip since the end of September. As you can imagine, the timing is not good at all. Now, I know September was horribly bad for them, too.
Wait a minute. Is this a DSP email?
No, this is something they're sending out trying to...
This is DSP action. I got to pay the rent, people. You got to send me some money. Holy shit. Let me remind you of how poor we are. Wow. Wow, Katie.
Did y'all see Walsh trying to load a shotgun earlier? Mr. I'm a hunter. I like guns too. And he couldn't load the shotgun.
I haven't seen that.
And I voted for a woman vice president before. I voted for Sarah Palin. Yeah. And for some reason, why do I think there was another time there was a woman running for vice president?
I don't know.
In the 80s, maybe? Was there a woman? No.
Not that I know of.
Or the 90s? Was there?
Mark, he just doesn't
Carly
want to admit.
Carly
He doesn't want to admit
Fiorina
he
was
voted
she?
for Hillary.
No.
That's the
I don't
problem.
remember.
You don't want to admit you voted for Hillary. Uh,
I mean, if you voted for Hillary, Jim, just you can
I
admit
didn't
it,
vote
buddy.
for Hillary.
It's okay.
We're not going to judge you a whole lot.
I'm going to bless Katie for making these videos a minute 50 and 2 minutes long. It's not good for
Something I
revenue
saw.
on ads, but
Law of self-defense that I was. That I really
Oh, this
like.
guy Bronca.
Oh, Bronco's my buddy.
Yeah, I like Bronco.
Oh, he's I remember. Well, I watched him when he was with Nick Recato a lot, but I know he
I loved him.
got. I don't know how he did, but I remember watching the Jack show, and he got invited to come on, and him and Malin did not get along at all, and it actually got pretty spicy.
Oh,
well, you're not going to. You're not.
Bronco's done that a lot.
Bronco's not backing down.
Yeah.
That's for
What the
sure.
hell is it? It was a damn chart that showed. Oh, here we go. Okay. Chicago, Illinois robberies. 88% to 12%.
What is that? We can't
What
see
is it pertaining to? Oh,
okay. Yes, but
wait a minute. Why did it flip?
No, this is the number of this is the known offenders is red. And
Versus
this is
the
the population.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I think you can lie with statistics so easily. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Anybody else
But
got
there was
any
another one
leftist
that was
talking points?
even better. Oh, here it is. This is the one I saw.
Yeah, per capita, yada yada.
Wow. Okay.
It's something. It's not good. It's not a good thing.
No. And so many of them are just senseless, stupid murders, too, Jim. They're just dumb for no reason. Let's see what Young Iceman bonus checks Rip As is about.
Cool.
Let's see what Katie clipped. It's only a minute 50, so we should be able to get through this in at least 10 minutes.
Best name I can think of with the $5 is Love What You Are Doing. Can't wait for my copy of Horseman. Just curious.
Oh, no.
Why is this statue called Young Isom?
Not again.
Here it goes.
It's based off.
I like Az laughing there. Is Az laughing because the way we're laughing, or is he laughing because he thinks it's dumb? I think he might be.
He's laughing the way we're laughing because
yeah,
he knows.
yeah, I think he is. Go back and play that again.
I am.
I want to see him laughing.
Best name I can think of with the $5 is Love What You Are Doing. Can't wait for my copy of Horseman. Just curious. Why is this statue called Young Isom?
Because he's young and his name is Isom.
It's based off the flashback Isom from Isom 2.
Yeah.
Which is, what did he say?
Based off the flashback Isom from Isom 2. But
that
he
was
didn't look
flashback.
that much younger. It was only like a couple years.
Yeah.
It was only. I thought it was only a year. I thought he had only been out of the game for like
how
a
many
year.
years? Wait a minute. How many years has Floor Spark been part of? I saw that. Yeah.
He needs to come on the show. You put the link
I
in
sent him the link.
room.
I know.
Yeah.
I sent him a link. So
Dan Blackroyd, or get your butt in here too.
yeah, because how many years was Texas
seceded?
country? Yeah, because I thought that was like 4 or 5 years. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like a new world for them, right?
I mean, if you're 30 and you send somebody a picture of you at 25, you could say that's young me.
Chat's saying 2 weeks is the flashback. It's a 2-week flashback.
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
Somewhere near Florida.
That is so stupid. Ugh.
The sick lad says, why is he acting like duh, obviously. Eric is such a mean girl, I swear. That's what you should have named the video, Katie. Mean girl Eric.
Mean girl Eric, I can do that.
Mean girl Eric defend young Isom.
Hold on, I'll do that actually. Someone write that down for me so I don't forget.
We'll DM it to you. DM it.
Okay.
Mean Girl Eric defends Young Isom.
Okay.
Younger Ice.
I'm sorry, I could not be more clear than that.
How can he not see? How can he not see that he doesn't look that young? I mean, if he
looks older.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
seriously,
part of
when
it does.
the statue looks older than Isom.
Well, his hair is longer at young Isom, so why is his hair longer?
Oh, God.
It means he's got to be older. It takes time. You got to grow to get longer.
That's
hair.
right. Yeah.
Does the pole dancing make it young? Is that what it is? That was his youthful days.
No.
I don't get it.
I mean, I was an exotic dancer when I was young, so makes
It's
sense.
a comedy like Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
I'm excited for these statues. I can't wait to see the first ones when they come out. Both of them, they're going to come out at the same time. He said they're both shipping Q2 of 2025, so it's good that he was able to find someone else to make the Isom statue and get it out so fast.
Yeah, so much
You know,
faster.
with the Yaira statue, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is the Young Isom statue for sale yet?
Yeah, it's for sale.
Yeah, it's live.
I didn't know if it had gone live yet. I wonder how many you could put in your cart right now.
Well, no, they're only 500. So limited to 500. And it's weird too because I
wonder how many you can put in your cart tonight, and they accept the order. Could you put in 350? Could you put in 450?
I just thought it was. I
bet, Dave. I bet you can put in 500.
Oh no, at least one.
So what do you want me to call it? Mean Girl.
Mean Girl Eric and Young Isom.
He sold 91 according to this.
Okay.
Isom statue.
So he ain't gonna sell 500. Sorry, dude. Ethan sells 91 comics in 15 minutes if he says it's on sale for 50% off. I mean, and if he puts out a new toy or whatever, he'll sell 100 or 200 in a show. What are we talking about here, Eric? You and your smug ass response too.
That's weird. It let me put. Oh no. It says sorry, we don't. They changed their website. They fixed their website. It won't tell you how many they have. They fixed their website because I put in 999 just to see it. It just says sorry, we don't have enough.
But it'll stop you when you hit that mark. Like 410
it
is
says they sold
okay.
90. Okay, so.
Well, Tony did it the other night on his stream. He put in 200 in the cart, and to see like the limits of it, and I can't remember the number.
Yeah,
but
410
there's
is
409.
Okay. 410 is okay. 420 is not. So it's somewhere between.
420 is okay. Some people enjoy 420.
411.
Yep.
Well, that's weird. So let me put in 412. Let me put in 413. Oh shit! I wasn't sharing this. Sorry.
Oh, it's me. I didn't share it.
413. No, I'm just wondering.
418 is bad.
Well, that math don't math.
That math don't math.
That means
It said he sold 91, and 91 plus 415. Unless they're watching right now and they're fixing this as we're doing it. Now 415 isn't working.
It's showing you a price.
Yeah, but it says at the top it doesn't have enough. So 412.
So he sold 88.
That's what it looks like, but it says they sold 91. But what I'm wondering is, it's very interesting timing how it went to how there was like 700 of the Yaira statues left in the store, and then it dropped to like 200, and then now he's 500 of these Isom statues. I mean, I'm not saying this is what happened, but it's almost like he had to buy a certain number of statues, and he talked them into making half of them Isom.
Oh,
the number did drop. Yeah, like that.
I'm not saying this with him, but it almost looks like that happened. But I'm not saying that happened.
No.
So you think he just had McFarlane do the model, and he's going to have Iron Studios do the production?
Make it? Well, how do we know that Yaira wasn't just designed or sculpted by?
Well, that's what we're
McFarlane.
saying. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
the
saying.
IRA is going to make the Iron, Iron Studios is going to actually produce the IRA
Yeah.
statue and the ISOM statue. I mean,
Yeah.
if I was to buy a Yaira statue and it came and it wasn't a McFarlane product, if it came from Iron Studios, I think I would be upset.
Yeah, because that's what it looked like
I
when it was up.
I would.
That it was the McFarlane statue.
I think you would have grounds for a lawsuit.
I think
I
you
don't
have
know about
claims
that,
for it.
but I mean, you
No,
definitely,
I think you have one of the most viral videos on the internet when you break that piece of shit live on screen.
I mean, I'm not saying he would do that at all because I don't think he would because he's not that. That'd be dumb to do.
I think he went back to McFarlane and said, "Can we do 500?" He's paying more money for the 500 just so he can fulfill the fucking.
No,
work.
he's doing more than 500 because
Not a
he
whole lot
sold. He had
more.
7. Okay, maybe he's doing around 500 then, 550, I think. But
yeah,
but I'm just wondering, like,
I bet a renegotiated with McFarlane to at least keep the name on there. He paid closer to retail than he wanted. He'll take the hit because he can't look that bad, dude. I mean, it would be awful if they show up, dude. Even Sturgis would have to bitch, or would he defend it and say, "Oh, the partnership was just for design reasons, not for actual manufacturing"?
You know that's what he would do, Dave.
Yeah,
But look
right.
here, bud. You didn't. It was just for manufacturing. It was just for the model. It wasn't for the manufacturing, bud.
Right. It's
well, they're in
weird
a partnership, so
that they don't know about. See, Katie, we're only 30 seconds in, and it's taken us at least 7 minutes to get through it. So.
He is
younger. Yeah.
DP with the £2 says Eric for the.
And he's wearing the perfect color shirt for Mean Girl Eric.
I know.
I know, dude. The pink shirt.
Fourth time, will you
So true.
please stop failing?
I'll try.
They're so dumb.
You can't. Disciple, be safe. I should have. I wanted to ask this earlier. What do you think of Lara Croft's dick?
Oh well, okay.
What?
Yeah,
Nice, dude.
not into that type of shit.
What are they like? Okay.
That it's yeah. It was random too. That's how cringe.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Oh, you mean she's wearing baggy pants and they have like creases in it? Katie, is that the cock that he's talking about? It's weird,
I don't
right?
see
Like,
what they see.
Yeah, my cock doesn't look like that.
nope.
All mushed
Never
in.
has, never will.
Oh, not my thing.
This is Netflix's Lara. I mean,
This is
Shout out Andy,
Lara.
man.
Man in Black with the $5 says bigness question, Eric. Feel free not to answer. Does Chuck get a sizable bonus if book sales exceed an expected quantity?
Obviously, yeah, we have bonuses attached to certain. I'm not gonna obviously spill everything with
Yeah.
contract, but obviously there's a bit of that, and there's obviously writers here get in some form depending on what that thing is, get kickbacks. It's kind of standard.
Bonuses related to performance, you think?
Yeah.
Is the way.
Yeah.
Here's my question, though, panel. Compared to ISOM 1 sales, and he hires all these other guys from outside, hoping to get the same number of sales or closer to those, you think they've ever got a bonus? Because they haven't
No.
come close to it, right?
I don't think so.
What do you think, Mark?
I just found something.
What'd you find?
What'd you find, Jim?
I
found the guy who designed the Yaira statue.
Do you
want
think,
to see it?
Mark, do you think
Yes.
that those writers ever got a bonus?
I don't know. I mean, they must have had if they did, they had a separate contract of some sort, because if they were chasing $3.7 million, nobody will ever get anything.
But he said books sold, and it sold like almost 70,000.
Yeah.
These books are barely getting to 10,000.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not going to give them a bonus for the t-shirts.
Well,
Not-
imagine you were just getting sales commission and you were basing it off of that first book. You would never get a commission, right?
Ever. Exactly. Yeah, because in your annual new your new annual goal would always go up 5%. You're like, I could never do that again. What are you talking about? What?
Pull up, share my screen for a second, Dave.
There's 8 seconds left, dude. 8
Okay.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, 1 second left. All right. Katie, that was awesome. That was great.
Good job, Katie.
What a dick.
Well, I have one more that I just
This
uploaded.
won't take long.
So
So
yeah, go ahead.
This
Jim.
is the 3D character artist collectibles. Barcio Ferreira said, "We developed a stunning statue with expertise of McFarlane Toys and input from Yaira's creator Eric Shalai and Marcos Rios, the original concept artist. We developed a stunning statue. This model fully captures Ira's icy demeanor. Does anybody want to guess where this guy works? Here's his resume: Teresina, Brazil."
Oh.
And that's where Iron Studios is, as well as the
It is.
people who do all
Now
the
let's find out if this guy works for what's it called, Iron Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We'll go like this. I'm gonna put his name into the DuckDuckGo with what's it called, Iron Studios.
Yep.
Yes.
Iron Studios.
This all the links to Brazil makes me think that there's some weird drug running scam.
You know, here's his excuse. Well, it's America, just not North America.
Yeah.
I never said it was U.S. I just said America.
I just said America.
Yeah, like that's why you don't see anything from Canada. I didn't say Canada. I said America. Do you see it, Jim?
Here we go. Iron Studio Partners. Let's see, our online store. Trying to look for
Artists, I guess.
Artists. Well, here's partners, but I don't know if I want about us. Since
Now click early life and see what their heritage is. Oh, this isn't Wikipedia. My bad.
Well, it's 2012. They've been around for 12 years, dude. So
it says
the Baraka statue looks awesome.
So you can't find his name like on
I
Indeed?
can't find any. Oh, hold on. I'll give me a minute.
Okay. No, the statues look fine. They look fine. But they're not they're not McFarlane, like, they're a statue guys. But I guess even McFarlane makes statues with different resins based on how much you pay, right, Jim? It's a different quality of resin that they're making your statue out of, based on the $300 versus the $100 one or whatever. So that makes sense. But I buy Sideshow toys. I don't think they make them all.
By the way, I want to say this. I almost forgot. I want to give a shout out to Pastor Flash for helping me find these clips. So thank you, Pastor Flash.
Yes, Pastor Flash. Thank you. You are like, I got a clip last night from Amoral Fat 40 ounce during the middle of Ethan's stream. And he was talking about the Harvest book. It's finally coming out before the end of the year. Dark Harvest, right? It's like, oh, thank God, man. I mean, because I was told I was going to have that last November. So he's got one panel left, and he's going to color it, letter it, and it's going to be out to the fans by the end of this year, as well as the Trump books, right, Jim? The Trump covers will be out before the end of the year, before the election, because he doesn't want Trump to quote unquote lose the election, and then people get a bunch of MAGA books and they're pissed off. They're like, shit. So he wants people to have something to celebrate. I remember Ethan saying he knew some secret dirt about the statues, but he never said what it was. He claimed to have proof of some shenanigans. Trumps are shipping now. I haven't got an email.
Yeah.
He posted something on X earlier about him being in.
Yeah, he showed pictures of them lying on the table.
Cool.
That was it.
Yeah. Because I got two. There was three different ones, right, Jim? colors, right?
Well, there's 4 counting the original one, the green one. There's 2 reds and a blue.
But I'm talking about the specials that he just did on these live streams lately, right? He did a red, blue, and a white, right? I think I got 2 of them, 2 of the colors. Pastor Flash says it's okay. You take all the credit, Katie, for $2. So
wait, so McFarlane uses Brazilians? That what I'm. Because here, hold on, because this is this guy's supposed page of stuff that he's done. This was a sideshow, wasn't it? Terminator one, wasn't it? Sideshow.
dude, there's so many statue companies out there. Hard to tell.
Because this is a warrant. This Flash one, resin,
Scout,
Blade, Johnny Depp, Joker.
Oh, let me send that link to you of the clip. I'm sorry.
He's worked on all these statues, Jim.
Supposedly, this is his. This is
cool. He's got some skill. It just makes you wonder, like, what they did, right? Like, what did they do? But either way,
I mean, this one is the greatest. His greatest one right here.
Nice. King Tut. Shit.
What is this? I'd stepped away for a second.
King
Tut. This is the guy who did this, that actually did the IRA statue.
Oh, the sculptor designer.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, the Brazilian.
But his resume doesn't say where he currently works. So is he just like a freelancer? That's what he probably is, right? Just a freelance that the
Does he not have his LinkedIn on there?
Mm-mm. Nope. Yeah, it doesn't say where. But you don't necessarily put where you're employed on your webpage.
Working with companies, he says working with companies like, not working for, working with companies like McFarlane Toys, Sony Music. I am very dedicated, always try to do my best.
And help. Yeah, so he's yeah.
That Katie, you watched Dr.
He's
Till,
looking
right?
for work right now. Well, he's interested in full-time employment, contract, or freelance. He's looking for work.
I'm sure he is.
Brazil has this weird thing. Y'all know Dr. Till, the Ministry of Dude or whatever, has that. What's his name? That Brazilian guy.
Kyle.
That's on the show. Yeah, Kyle.
Kyle.
And he was talking about they do a lot of contractor work.
Yeah.
In
I was very
Brazil.
very excited when Ethan was describing Dark Harvest the other night on the stream, saying, "No, this is an actual book now. You actually need to read this book because it's more of story. It's not something you can ignore. So that's good."
So did they hire this guy who has done some freelance work for McFarlane to design their statue, and then saying that they have a partnership with McFarlane?
Be right back.
Very well could be.
Because that's kind of misrepresenting what's happening. I hope that's not the case.
I'm just going to email McFarlane Toys.
Well, that's
tomorrow.
what Chris Bacon already did. McFarlane is on record stating they have no partnership with the Rippaverse. So they, like you said, Jeb, they used an artist that's done work for McFarlane Toys. Now, he should have said that to make it, when your toy comes from Yabba Dabba Doo Studios, you're not pissed off, right? Because you think you're getting a McFarlane quality product.
I'm sorry. I just can't. Nobody would be that brazen. I'm sorry. It's just got to be.
You don't think
$500, dude? It's $600 or $500?
$500, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it. It's just got to be.
It's $500.
This is just a coincidence.
Do you seriously not think Eric would be that brazen?
I
really don't think so.
I mean, just think what that would do to people like Sturgis and them.
They will
would break
defend
their
it.
hearts. He wouldn't do. Eric wouldn't do that to people.
Eric would hibbity jibbity, whisper in their ear, sweet nothings, give them a head pat for a super chat, and they'll go the very next day on Twitter. they'll be arguing, well, he never actually said that it was going to be produced by McFarlane, just that it was designed with McFarlane.
Well, I have a better partnership with
So
Ford.
could this
I
possibly
bought
be
one
that
of
it's
them Data
almost a McFarlane statue? Is that it? It's
Yeah,
almost a
no,
McFarlane
you've
statue?
got it, Jim. Nail on the head. You hit it.
Okay. Just like it's almost a book every month?
Exactly.
It's not quite a book. It's almost a book.
Almost. It could be a book every month, but it's not
Could be.
quite.
Maybe.
He has a
Almost.
good point. Chris brings up a good point. Eric would have put that fucking contract on the website if it was a partnership, just to
And
show how
McFarlane would have put it on their social media, because every time they do a new partnership, no matter
They're
how
not
big
good.
or small, they post it on Twitter.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim's movie collection.
Just right here. Ooh, 9/11, Road to Tyranny.
You just doxed your movie collection, dude.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. All right. Katie has another clip. This one's a little longer, 3 minutes. Oh boy, Sheep Sidian starting it off.
Sidian with a membership for 11 says Young Isom statue finally replaced my new 52 Nightwing statue.
Finna, not finally.
Remember, so that we can get that Horseman series.
He didn't say finally. It's finna. Young
Yeah,
Isom statue finna replace my new 52 Nightwing statue. Y'all gotta get that statue and become a member so that we can get that Horseman series. You gotta read it like that, ass.
So you're gonna get rid of your Nightwing statue for
Just stripper Isom?
Young Isom? Not even the real Isom?
Yeah.
I guess that's the right name though, Sheep. Bah.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Gal Pal Val with a $10 says, I agree. New avenues of entertainment need to be created. A Rippaverse is so important to today's culture. Amen to that. People are starving for good stories. I'd love
And they still are.
suggestions from
And
you
they still are.
both.
They're gonna start to death.
Create.
you might want to music or something. The books ain't cutting it, Gal Pal Val. Holy shit.
I mean, Eric's out here giving away fucking dirt cookies.
Cookies.
To the Haitians.
In Haiti, yes.
Yeah, the Haitian dirt cookies.
Yep. True story.
Even
Dave.
Haitians wouldn't need Isom books.
Oh wow. I love the last sentence. I would love suggestions from both of you for fresh creators.
Yeah, well, I already done a video like that, and I ain't doing another one. Okay.
Yeah. Check out my YouTube page. I did a video.
Become a member, and I'll give you a list.
Let's be honest. Az loves Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan. That's who he fucking loves. That's who he reads. That's his whole collection of all that stuff that he grew up with. He's not buying new stuff. He's just sucking this guy's nuts, talking about how good the stories are for Eric. He's such a fraud, Jim. That makes all of his other credibility for old comics go down the drain when he brags about how good this is.
I still want to see Eric's long boxes. We've never seen his long boxes.
Well, you can order one.
I'm saying no. I want to see his collection of comics. Show me your fucking collection, Mister. I've read comics my whole entire life.
Right.
Peters, you've got shit up your sleeve.
Oh yeah.
And in his pants.
He's got shit up his sleeve.
I've got stuff.
You shouldn't have shit
up
in
his
your
sleeve.
sleeve.
I know a couple. I don't know all.
Putting shit in your sleeve.
I know a couple. He's got shit up his sleeve. I can't say it. That's all I can say.
Say it again. Say it again, Az.
By the way, yesterday I ordered. Of course, I ordered my Isom statue.
Oh
And
my
t-shirt.
God, he's one of
I like the t-shirt. I do like the t-shirt. Good t-shirt.
Yeah, because he's going to show it on his fucking
Yeah, but I'm
YouTube
just
channel, and
asking,
he's going to write it off.
Dude, you don't get that much money for the write-off, and it's still a shitty statue in his nice collection of statues. Sorry, he does have a nice collection of Transformers and statues, and this again just takes it down 1,000 points. And he's going to brag
Also-
about the quality of the toy. which is going to be a fraud as well. Go ahead, Katie.
Oh no, you get keep in mind, guys, I do not have a title for this. So if chat wants to come up with a good one, I'll
Eric's
put it
got
on
shit
there.
up his sleeves.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Man Called Blood Number 5 says, your reading of Sheep's super chat to Ripa sounded like Steve Martin bringing down the house, Jim. that was for you, Jim.
What happened?
Your reading of Sheep's super chat to Ripa sounded like Steve Martin in bringing down the house.
That's not a good thing.
It is funny.
It's hilarious. Steve Martin's great.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
But he wasn't. He was a young comedian. God.
Jim don't give any fucks tonight.
I think Jim was replaced after the hurricane. I don't think it's the real
so
Jim.
too. I think so.
Well, it cost him some fucking money. It changed me too for a little while, Mark. Like, shit. I gotta eat this.
It's not the
fucking
same
money.
person. Look, he's not wearing his hat. He's
No, he actually
Grumpy
isn't
Jim.
wearing his hat.
Yeah, not him. It's different. It's different. Oh my God, he's
Jim's
an
on fire
Elon
tonight.
robot.
But you know what he's doing right now,
replaced.
though? He's looking for videos to play.
I've got a bunch of videos.
I know. I was saying, you're looking them up.
You know, I'm kind of thinking that on Iceland would look fucking great. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
What?
2.0 costume. Just saying.
What?
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Rewind that.
You know, I'm kind of thinking that. Like some statue and t-shirt. Like the t-shirt. Do like the t-shirt. It's a good t-shirt.
650K. That's a lot of money for a person of color, I guess. I'm not used to this level of scrutiny. What? What the fuck was that?
Chat can't see it because you got a man called Plush's chat still up on screen.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's
No,
chat,
you're
not the video. But 650K. That's a lot of money for a person of color, I guess, Jim. I'm not used to this level of scrutiny. Tipples.
Tipples?
What is that? What is tipples?
Tipple? I thought tipples was like a slang for nipples. I'm twisting my tipples. It's from something. I can't remember what it's from.
It's a joke about Boogie. Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Look at Eric's stupid fucking face right there.
Shit-eating grin.
Shout out to Roman aqueducts and Egyptian papyrus. Thank you too, Strange. That's why he's here. Always fun in the chat. Oh my goodness, Snorum. 11 RU gifted 10 memberships.
That ain't cheap.
Whoa. That ain't cheap. That's generous. That goes on the board and that gives Snorum the what the I'm just writing it on the board. Sorry, guys. 10 memberships.
Snorum, thank you. That's
Thank
very
you,
generous
Snorum.
of you.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
I still want that ARA picture on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to make it clear. So, like, when you put it on a shirt, like different color shirts, it's just, I don't know how to do it. Or maybe I just make like one colored shirt.
Black. It's
Yeah.
gotta be a black
Like
shirt.
a black or a dark blue shirt or something, and that's it. What the fuck? What does that mean, Strange Signal? I don't know what you're talking about. Welcome to Normal Man's Chat, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Oh, that's good.
All right, so let's get back to these wonderful gentlemen.
But I'm just asking, I'm kind of thinking that there on Ison would look fucking great. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
What?
2.0 costume. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah, I can see that.
Suck your teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Albert Ned, especially if he's making a comeback, baby. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Ugh.
God, that hurt my ears.
Albert Nana Retro with the 5 Canadian says 650K. That's a lot of money for a person of color, I guess. I'm not used to this level of scrutiny. Tippers. Okay. He's actually quoting Boogie before you think he's going all right. Yeah.
Boogie.
Appreciate you.
Quoting
Shout out.
Boogie.
That
Shout out.
That is a weird thing to say on stream.
What's weird?
Does Eric ever want to be there?
Ass, you have said a lot weirder shit on stream than that. Please. Trust me, I have a clip of it. That's the reason you hate me. So.
Oh man, and $650,000 for Eric is a fucking letdown, guys. It just is.
Oh.
For a campaign, it's a complete letdown for the guy. It's he's talking about how excited he is that Horseman got to 6. He's over the moon, Mark. I'm over the moon that it got to 600K.
Yeah.
Really?
He wants that million.
But he's excited that it got to 600. He's not going to
He
get
hasn't looked
750.
happy since Yaira. And even Yaira, he didn't look happy,
You're right. And there's zero chemistry between them. What's up, Anatomy? T2.
Yeah.
It's why do fat men like Boogie and Sturgis like showing their nipples? I don't know. It's weird, right? Like, keep your shirt on, boys. Stop.
It's not for Eric, though. He's doing all right. Boogie again. Joker's disciple of the $5 says, if I make it out this hurricane, ham it Ripperverse. My pronouns are gimme money. I work 1 day, 1 week on, 2 weeks off.
Jesus.
Not hiring me is histophobic.
Why does that sound like some demands?
Why does that sound like some demands?
Did you see that fucking Instagram reel where it's this fucking young lass?
Is Eric even fucking listening to what he's saying?
No.
Katie, he's like looking at his screen. He never responds to anything. He goes, yeah.
He doesn't want to be there.
Oh my God.
He's not engaged at all. It's like I've signed on to do this show every week. It brings in money. I need money. I've got to do it.
Do they do the rotation thing? Do they rotate it?
Yeah, every other week.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I think so.
Obviously this is Az's week, so he's not getting any of the super chat money. So he's really not there, is he? Because Az is
so he
trying
don't
really
give a
hard.
shit.
Az is trying really hard. I'll give him that. Like, hey, did you see this video? And Eric didn't even perk up. He doesn't even. He's like, huh? What? What are you talking about?
Phil's Bizarre Adventure with another $5 is because someone explained to me why those statues of Goku, who is short with a monkey tail and a staff, is called Kid Goku. Someone please explain this to me.
Yeah, because as not only have I invented memberships, I invented sales, I invented comic book sales. I've also invented themed characters as far as like statues are concerned, themed lines and stuff. So Young Iso is something that I invented, and the whole entire industry is copying me because I'm the first to ever do that.
That's what nobody's saying. Nobody's saying that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Everybody is saying that you had to do Young Isom because you don't have the copyright. You don't have the right to put out an Isom statue.
Joe Mute.
Clip.
Thank you, Katie. Strange Signal. I disagree. Joker 2 is a bad movie. I didn't see Joker 2. It's many bad things I've heard about it. I haven't seen it. Has anybody on the panel seen it?
No.
I know Mark doesn't go to the movies, right?
No.
All right. So he invented peanut butter too. You'll see next February. And Geek Bro says Kid Goku looks like a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference. It's Kid Goku, not Young Goku, right? Like that's another thing. Is Jim still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you want to present something?
What you want to watch a video or?
We used to get a bunch of stuff pulled up. I don't know.
I have 4 video. I mean, I have conspiracy theory stuff.
Oh, I thought you said you were.
I got one more Ass and Eric video. If you want to
Cool.
watch that? Let me send that to you.
What do we name that video, chat?
Oh, I fixed it. I said Eric's got shit up his sleeves. Thanks to Cynic.
That's good.
Yeah. TJ in the chat said I should do the main shit, so I did.
Cool.
All right, let me get it to you guys over here in the private chat. I got a lot of my clips done.
It's not funny at all.
I got one more.
Guys. I don't like. Again, when it was a toy show, it was a different thing. It's not that anymore. So
I don't. Is it just a normal entertainment show? They just go over. Basically, they do what they rinse and repeat what Friday Night Tights did,
or the real BBC. They talk
or
about
the real BBC. Yeah.
Right.
So they whatever they talked about, they give the newest news on that or their new opinions. What the fuck ever. And then they just read super chats and talk about Eric.
And they advertise Eyes on Books, right?
Yeah.
Basically what it is. I've never watched an episode. I can't take Eric. I just can't take. I can't take the guy.
I haven't been able to. That was like one of the first times I stopped watching the real BBC was when they brought him on. I said, "Nah, I can't do this." Nope.
Because I sure as hell don't give a shit about his political takes.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna shit in the voting booth. That's what I was gonna do.
Well, he's like 4 years older than my kid. My kid's a dummy too. Like, trust me, I know. Young people don't think right.
Whatever. I don't imagine it would be in any way, shape, or form anywhere near the reality of what truly happened. But that's just by the by. I wouldn't imagine that of most characters. It's really this though that I'm trying to focus on, because nobody gives a fuck about your Trump movie. But this here, don't just go out there and shit on something without offering something better. Now, there is actually an oxymoron here, because shitting on it is actually offering something better.
Wait,
what the fuck, Katie? What? What?
So, me shitting on your stuff is better than your stuff is what I'm saying here. It's an oxymoron.
Well, Mark, that's but he blocks people for shitting on his stuff, right? Or even commenting. Like as you fucking fraud, dude. You give people shit for saying oh my god.
If you look at fucking people's reviews, Drinker, Nerdrotic, game.
The problem though is that they don't find that as legitimate, right? And they have a version of who they think you are. Me when I was doing my reviews, Drinker, Nerdrotic, they have a version, like it's a person that they need them to be, right? So you notice this about how everybody talks about these guys, and I'm like, do y'all not understand? Even comparison to the professional critics, Gary, especially Drinker, these guys do some of the most thorough reviews that are out there.
No, not really.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty basic bitch fucking
I think Gary used to.
Yeah. And it's almost like they didn't watch the movies.
Weird.
Yeah, weird.
Mark.
Like Eric's also prejudging people's comments on his books or videos the same way that they are. So this is where Eric needs to shut his mouth. Stop talking. This is not the conversation this guy needs to have about criticism and the ability to take it, Mark. This is not what he needs to be doing. Because he does have that target on his back as a creative person making comic books. I don't ever hear Ethan or Shane or Malin or any of those other guys that get reviews on their books bitching about the reviews. I just don't. you move on. You can't worry about it. What they say, don't read your reviews when you're an actor or something on Broadway. Like, don't read that shit. That shit will crush your brain. So this is terrible. Eric should not be commenting here, man. And just shut up.
Like, they're far more thorough than even the professional critics. Like, they'll give you their opinion. Yes, it'll be witty. It'll have some one-liners in it. But they're very, very thorough. But they like to think you're just a guy bitching and moaning, and that's it. They're not offering any sort of I guess they feel like the criticism is more or less illegitimate because they think that these people are just bitching just a bitch. The racist white man who has a problem with a black lead or a young black lead or some other gay shit, and they're bitching. It's like, no, these guys have some pretty thorough review, some of the most thorough reviews that are out there. But
like Dick Masterson, wow, that was a pretty good review as far as I can recall. He actually took notes and everything.
Them, it's not legitimate. As just a racist guy screaming about whatever, and he doesn't really give his thorough. I'm like, these reviews are like 20.
That is true.
Well, I mean, does Az actually do reviews? He just does commentary, right? Like he's not actually giving them scores, is he? I thought he was just making fun of the show when they were on.
But he used to. Remember when he was streaming with Jane's Theory? They were doing episodic television shows, and they would end with 8 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 or whatever. But yeah, it was the running joke of how bad the shows were. They never actually reviewed anything good.
No. And when Katie's earlier clip where that person that was talking about good writing and good stories, I would love to have seen if they came up with a response answer. Because she asked specifically young creators that are good. That's what she asked. So I would love to know that answer.
I find it funny that Jane Theory left the internet completely after she streamed with Az.
Yeah. Took a lot of shit, I'm sure.
I bet money.
Yeah.
Well, her main thing was how negative everything was. The whole environment is just negative. The shows were negative. The people were negative. All that. She just, she couldn't take it, so she just had to get clear of everything.
Good for her,
it becomes
too.
depressing.
Yeah,
like it really does. It makes you like it'll bleed over into your real life. You'll just start seeing everything as shit.
Especially when it's not like she has a job. She don't need this in her life to make her look at her phone to see if somebody's hating on her today for streaming with some guy from Britain that she's never met in person. You know what I mean? Like, oh boy, I can't really defend this guy. I don't know him that well.
Yeah,
a broken clock right twice a day.
Twice a day. That's what they say. That's what they say. But no, I do think that important distinction, and I've always brought this up. No matter how bad they want to try to write these people off as like illegitimate fans, especially dealing with we speak from we know Gary.
Yes.
Okay. And I know he's a fan. I know that he is someone that has not only worked in the comic book industry, you know what I mean, but as a general fan of just the medium, he's one of the most knowledgeable people that I know, right? So,
if you sell comic books, are you in the comic book industry?
I don't know. Retail versus knowing something about the books. I suppose if you were like one of those really serious guys who got into every story and you could walk up to the register and ask that guy, well, what happened in this? And what's going on in this series? And they know everything. If Gary was that and he literally knew everything in the comic books, then yeah, you could say he's kind of in the industry, but I don't know that he was that.
But it's not
he's not making them,
right? Is Target in the fucking video game industry because they sell video games?
No,
but that's a little different though, Dave. We're talking about if you've got mom and pop shop, it's your shop, and you know everything about the stuff you're selling in your shop. Yeah, you're a retailer, but does that mean you know the industry? If you're an expert on comic books after selling them for
knowing the industry is one thing. Like the kid working at Target might know the video games really well. Like he plays the fuck out of all these games, right? But he's not in the gaming industry. He's just a fan. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's a semantics thing here, though, Dave. It
That's
depends.
what's
I mean,
happening.
you see it
Yeah.
both ways.
yeah, he's a part of the machine, right? He's helping the comic book industry sell books. That's for sure. And the more he knows about these books that he brings in his store, the more he's going to sell for himself and the company that's selling him these books. So that's part of the industry. But actual, when you're in an industry, you're actually building the thing, creating the thing, and then I'm the second guy or third guy down the line that sells it or whatever.
Yeah.
Storm says, I would say yes, Dave. You really have to know them to sell them. Yeah, and that's probably true. Like, you got to know, might have to have like an eye for art and stuff like that, or storytelling. It is a weird line.
You'd also need to know like the artists and writers that are good draws and good sellers too. Like,
yeah,
I think I would say they're in the industry. If it's a comic store,
okay, that's just
not
I
yeah.
wasn't trying to bash on Gary. I was just asking a question. Is he in the industry or just
He's not now, but he was.
Right. Okay.
But even then, he lost his store because he was high on dope. So, how much was he in that industry versus just being a crackhead?
I don't know. A lot of people are functioning crackheads.
Well, he lost his store over it, so he couldn't be too functioning.
Well, they also moved from San Francisco.
No. He lost his comic book store before they moved.
Well, he sold it. It's not like it went bankrupt. He sold it. So it's not like
because he had to. I mean, he said it on his. I'm not speaking out of like making assumptions. I'm just going off what he said on his own
dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange Signal for another $2 says, Az got real quiet after complimenting Barbie. He was in the export industry, exported goods from people's homes while they slept.
He was in the steel industry, STEAL.
Hey, Peter, welcome to the party. He says, I know a lot. I know a lot about whiskey. I'm just a drunk, not in the industry. Tonight, I'm drinking a bottle called Remus. Remus Gatsby Reserve. This is a 15-year mark. So, you know how Nick always talks about age, right? But it's only 97 proof, so 48% alcohol. So it's smooth. And look how dark that 15-year is, though, versus like that stuff I was drinking the other day where you could almost see through it. Look how.
Yeah.
So
that's a fancy bottle.
Well, it's George Gatsby, right? I'm talking about the Great Gatsby. So this is an Indiana bottle too. So you always take a chance when you buy from other places. So it's good. I'm liking it. I thought he was a teacher. He gave kids math, right?
Yeah. He sold them all kinds of math.
Oh, so Gary's wife lost her salon over COVID. Yeah. And Gary lost his store over drugs. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, they didn't lose anything from moving. He was a permanent streamer by then.
Right. Yeah. That's an Art Deco.
Yeah, so he wasn't really, losing.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't like he is now. But he was still making enough to quit his job, right? So
yeah, he made enough to he quit his Tesla job per his words and sort of let his wife carry the burden. Like, she agreed to it, right? He wasn't taking advantage. And yeah, he started making enough to sort of just let her be his manager now.
Well, hey, God bless them if they can make it happen, Katie. I mean, I honestly, I don't think I'd want that pressure of having a channel with that many people. It would be crazy, Katie. Oh my God. Like, you couldn't ever interact with your chat unless they were highlighted. That's a true thing. You know, when those chats get rolling, you can't read them all. You're like, oh my God, I missed so much. You missed so many good comments too when they get gigantic, super.
Yeah. So what I want to do is just I want to have a small amount of subscribers that are all rich whales, right? So there's just few of them, but I still make a good living.
Well, then go on OnlyFans, all right? Because this ain't the
Damn
place.
it. Why does everybody keep telling me to do that?
He's not coming from a place of
You should.
malice, right?
No.
By any means, he's not, and neither are a lot of these other guys. So if you think that they're just ragging on Marvel just to rag on Marvel, you're not listening to anything that these people say. I would argue that the folk that you are listening to are not actually fans of this material. And maybe they're not even real in some cases because, you know,
what?
I've had the miscalculation, right, of interacting with some of these Stan accounts back in the day.
Stop it.
What? So, hold on.
Did you say he was working with an NPC?
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's talking about you, Dave, because you argued with him.
I know, dude. I know.
You fucking Stan.
Jim, this is. You heard what he said, right? He had the.
I just got back. I had to take the dog out.
Oh, okay. So I want you to hear this. I hear this. I hear this and I go, I swear to God, Eric talks about me all the fucking time in some weird way, Katie. It's weird that he does.
Miscalculate fans of this material.
Huh? What'd you say, Katie?
I said you gotta pick up on it. You gotta really.
I'm like, wait a minute.
It's there.
Yeah, like,
and maybe they're not even real in some cases because, you know, I've had the miscalculation, right, of interacting with some of these Stan accounts back in the day.
Oh.
And who put out that tweet the other day about me being an NPC, Jim?
Student of God.
Yeah, student of God. Fucking dude. What the fuck, dude? Hey, Eric.
We got to replace Jim and a Stan account Dave on this stream right now.
I don't even
got a
know
doppelganger Jim.
I don't even know what a Stan account is.
Stan account's another word for like an NPC. It's just a stock account, a fake account of somebody.
It's Stan. It goes back to that
Eminem
song.
Yeah.
Your biggest fan, Stan account.
Right.
You know.
Student of God works in the Ripaverse warehouse. I've heard that rumor.
I think he is the warehouse. It's become sentient.
Eric has tons of Stan accounts. He's probably been in here before, guys. Probably has. I'm telling you, man, this is weird, Mark.
I'm Eric. That's why you've never seen me on camera.
Stop it.
And I don't know how real that they actually are. These don't feel like real people.
No, him and I have like personal beef. Like I have like very personal beef with him, and he knows me very well enough. So, yeah. He'll make comments about everybody else, but he won't make a comment about, you know.
Right.
It's like, yeah, because you know I'm going to clip you, jackass.
Can you imagine having to tiptoe and reword everything every time you say something because you're scared of what you will say and you'll get clipped? Just imagine how exhausting that would fucking be to have to couch all of your words because you're so stupid and you're scared of everybody.
Well, just think though, he just says he's had conversations with people and he doesn't even know if they're real. It's like, kind of would figure that out pretty quick. Like,
yeah,
those bot accounts don't spell words correctly or sentence structure isn't correct. Yeah,
it's a program. It's a response program that you can say something, say anything to them, and it'll respond whatever they were going to respond next, whatever's next up in their program.
Yeah.
So
obviously, Eric is on the internet a lot still, Katie. A lot. because he knows everything that's going on. Because he's always got a comment about something that's kind of like, it's not out there for everybody to see.
But let's assume that they are, and you're listening to the Stan account that changed.
But even if they are, they're just trying to waste your time and take you away from the important shit. That's why you don't fucking engage. Let them get mad. Dude, you've got a campaign running at the moment.
Right.
That's on $650,000 and it's not even a fucking proper
campaign.
Like a full campaign that
the fucking cope. The literal fucking it's not a real campaign. It's just a book there, and it's not even a real campaign. Like you didn't really it's
I
not
hate the
real.
British accent. Stop the British accent. I hate it.
What's wrong there, Dave? You sound like a Stan account over there.
Oh my god, I hate it, dude. Holy shit.
It's not a real campaign. What
Jim,
the fuck are you
what
talking
would you call
about?
this if it's not a campaign? I don't know what you would call it, Jim. Oh, a collection? I mean, it's
compilation. I don't know.
It's a ridiculous statement that Az is trying to say this is why this book hasn't sold as much.
Because it's not a real campaign.
Yeah.
But he's got the CGCs.
Right. And that's why, I would not recommend anybody, for that matter, that's doing anything productive to be getting out there in the trenches with these fucking weirdos. That said, it's these weirdos that apparently that they're listening to. And we were talking about this the other day with regards, and I'm sure we maybe can squeeze in that topic about like what's happening with Halo, as well, which is quite interesting. Let's say that. But
Halo,
Halo Studio, and whatever the fuck that's gonna be. But it's a bunch of people that aren't really in this shit, right? That are either in control or the ones that are generally being listened to, and a lot of them are incompetent. Okay, I've spoke with some of these guys. There are folks that work in these marketing departments, guys, that don't know what the fuck that they're talking about.
They know about marketing. They don't know about comics.
You see how he was referring to detractors, but then quickly turn it to be
something
people in the
completely
market.
else.
Yes.
Yeah.
He does that. What he
Am I the only one
does is
that's
he gives you he's like right there at the cusp of like about to just spew it all out there because he's pointing out detractors right here, right? We're not even into this shit. But then he realizes that he's got to switch it, so he switches it there. It's like an easy lie.
Yeah,
an easy way to turn it around, if that makes sense.
Exactly, Katie.
it makes a lot of sense.
It's him going, oh shit. His brain said stop because I'm plastered if I say what I want to say. Because he wants to say it, right? He wants to say, I'm on Twitter all day. I see all the hate out there. It's driving me out of my mind. He wants to say that because if he's not reading it, somebody's showing it to him. And that's the worst thing. Stop showing him that shit, people. Leave him alone.
It's not people showing it to him. It's
He's reading
him going to people like Student of God, Hell the Lore, some of the worst people, scum of the earth. And that's where he's getting all his info with us. When really, those are the worst people to get any sort of info of us. Why don't you just look at our Twitter page yourself?
Well,
what? You have us all blocked, but we don't have you blocked. So you could still look at all of our Twitter pages.
And guess what? We don't talk about you, dude.
Well, he knows too that if he was to spew it all out, it's content for not only us, but it's content for Ethan. It would put the whole internet up in a tizzy. It would
in
be
this little market of it, yeah.
But if he was smart, I think if it was me, and this has been boiling for a couple years now, I would just spew it all out, let everybody make their videos, and then ride the wave until it's over. It's done then, right? What else are you going to say after that?
Yeah, I don't even think that Student of God is an Eric July fan. I think he's just out there riding his wave, because he can. Because whatever, like Rip-A-Verse Goalpost, whatever, dude. That guy. You blocked Eric?
I
You,
blocked nobody.
you blocked Eric, Sky Abyss? Just because you want to hear the hibbity jibbity in your thread?
No, what it is
What
damn
it
it, I
is.
no, so like when you block somebody, they can't see your profile, but you can see theirs still. Because it'll give you an option on Twitter to see the post or not. That's how you know you've been blocked. But yeah, it's complicating, if that makes sense.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about because it'll
Mhm.
say this person's blocked you or whatever, or or you blocked this person, and then it'll say, do you want to see whatever they posted, and you can click it. But if they've
Mhm.
blocked you, they disappear.
You can't see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I block no man.
And while I do acknowledge that there is a funding, there's some nefarious things going on there. Yes, there's a BlackRock. Yes, there's a Vanguard, and yes, those guys exist. But there's also incompetence. Okay.
Oh, amen.
And there are people that actually believe that person that said yes, Queen Slay, and changed their profile picture to Ironheart or some shit. There's folks out there that work for these companies that are in positions of power in some capacity that are telling the studio executives that these are the types of people that we need to listen to.
I just don't know how. I can't be the only person that's aggravated by looking at his black hat with his pink shirt. That aggravates. That hurts my eyes so much. Match your fucking clothes, people. You're an adult.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
So what would be the title for that? What y'all suggest?
Oh Jesus, I don't know. It made my head hurt.
Yeah, see, that's why I struggle. Like sometimes I'm good with the titles, and then by the time you've gotten through 5 clips, your brain is complete mush. It's like I don't even. Can I just say here? Look at it. like can I just title it here?
Title
Have
it.
at it.
Name the NPC Eric, or name the Stan account Eric, because that's what he was beating around the bush about the whole time, right? Like this is Stan accounts, but he never would say which account it was. Well, yeah, Stan accounts. TJ's
I
got
see
it in the chat.
TJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what that was the whole point. But he never got there. And then in the end, he was trying to hint about somebody. And then, I love how they do this show. And it's just a lot of inside jokes between him and Az. Oh, I know what you're saying there, Ripper. I know. And
That's a good one
nobody
too,
else knows
Chris
what the fuck they're talking. Do what?
No,
Nefarious
Chris
Stance.
Bacon's.
That's a good one.
Stan accounts though is pretty good though, but nefarious Stan account is hippity Stan account jibbity. Oh heck, Lou.
I think just go Stan accounts. Stan accounts question mark.
Okay. Although the chat's got pretty good ones. I like that.
Chat's always right though.
I want to credit Dave's chat in these descriptions.
So God, there's no way I could sit on a stream for hours and just not speak. Like if I've got beef with someone, I let them know it, right? Like I'm gonna dunk on you, and you're more than welcome to come back and say something to me. It's wide open. It's a wide open field. But having to sit there for hours and just keep doing different phrases and turns of phrases and just couching everything, that would give me a fucking stroke.
Ember 1282 says, "Why do people hate me?" That's a good title too. That's a good one. Thank you, Chad. Thank you for your help tonight on these titles and Scenic and others. So. But that's all the clips of Rip Ass. Thank God. So,
well,
but
thank
can
God.
Let me share my
Thank God.
screen. This might be like super retarded, but while we were listening to all these clips, and I got done, I was kind of playing around. So Pastor Flash sent me like one last clip, and it's that I can't remember the name or the song, but it's "Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna
Rick
Let You
Astley.
Down,
Never
Rick
gonna
Astley.
turn around and desert
desert
you." I kind of played around with some stuff, so there it is, Dave. If you want to share it. I don't know why. I was just fucking around. I'm like, this is gonna be funny.
It's in a prison.
No, it's the music video to it.
Yeah.
That was a great.
I don't know
music
why.
video.
I just was like, let me just do this here.
Didn't everybody think Rick Astley was a black dude until the music video came out?
Oh.
No, not me.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just said fuck it.
Ember says format bar.
Mm.
You should put the young ice statue face on there.
Oh, really? Yeah, maybe I'll try to do that.
Yeah, get the cross-eyed clip that somebody keeps. It's on Twitter.
Katie got
Pastor
Rickrolled.
Well, I was wondering why you sent that to me, Pastor Flash. That was because it was a short clip, and I was like, "Well, I wonder what this means." And now I get it. But yeah, I just thought I'd be creative.
That's hard.
That's it. That is all.
Cool. So, what is this video, Jim?
Okay, this is about Unit 731. It's
731.
Yeah, it has to do with the Japanese and stuff and their experiments, and then how it continued on in the United States after the war.
I watched some.
Go
ahead, Katie.
I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and get off here. It's getting late. Before y'all start.
Oh, sure. Something good comes on and she wants to leave.
Well, I'm sorry. It's about 1:00 in the morning here, Jim. You smart ass. Jesus.
It's the same time where I'm at.
Oh, well, you know what? Good for you. You guys can stay up all night. You're retired.
Nope.
You're retired, Jim. Don't get sass with me. Do not get sass
Retired
with me,
or oh, never mind.
Retired. Yeah. Oh God.
You can be both, Mark. You can be a retard and retired.
But yeah. Thanks, Dave, for having me on. And Pastor Flash, now I get your joke. Thank you for that. I'll get some good use out of it. Maybe I'll send it to Mr. Yanafui or something. Maybe him and I can play around with it and have some fun. But thank you guys so much. Chat, it's good seeing you. I'm actually gonna go back in the chat and just hang out and probably pass out of sleep. So, but I appreciate everybody and apologies for no stream tonight. I was supposed to do a stream. I was going to have Chris Graves come on to promote his campaign, Writhe and Pain.
There you go.
Thank you. And so, but something come up, so we're going to reschedule. So be on the lookout for that, guys.
All right.
Thank you, Katie.
See you, Katie.
See ya.
This
Bye,
is
guys.
Katie. This is going to be the intro for Jim's video. Here we go. screen. Oh, all right. Let's get Jim back up there. There you go, Jim. That's a perfect intro.
Okay.
What if I told you that some of the most gruesome war crimes in history not only went unpunished, but were actively used to fuel some of America's darkest Cold War experiments? Today, we're diving into the disturbing story of Shiro Ishii, Unit 731, and how figures like Richard Helms, Alan Dulles, James Angleton, and Frank Olson became entangled in a web of war crimes, biological warfare, and secret intelligence operations that still haunt us to this day.
Japan had a long-standing interest in biological weapons. Emperor Hirohito, who had a degree in marine biology, believed that biological weapons would help Japan conquer the world.
This story is not just about history, it's about the dark moral compromises that powerful men made in the pursuit of scientific knowledge and military superiority. What price are we willing to pay for progress? And how did the quest for power overshadow the atrocities committed during World War II?
Oh,
これを全部殺害して実験にしたん。
She seems angry.
Dude, I'm just off topic a little bit. I'm currently watching a show on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it. It's a weird name. I can't pronounce it, but and it's a Korean show, and it's about the Japanese. They had some territory in Korea, and they are experimenting on people. Like the Koreans hate the Japanese, like I think legit do, right? Because this show is really hard on the Japanese people, and they're all pieces of shit in this show. And it's a monster show. Like they're creating monsters on this military base, and it's pretty goddamn good. I'll send you the info on it, Jim. It's actually a fun watch. Just be prepared to read because you don't listen to the subs. I mean, you don't have Americans talking in those shows. Yeah, it's. I mean, holy shit, this is all fucking terrible. It is, Rocky.
Did you ever see the Ip Man series?
Ip Man?
Yeah, IP Ip Man. It's kind of Chinese propaganda, but it's good. It's the Ip Man was Bruce Lee's teacher.
Oh,
and so it's about him but it covers like Japan invading China and all this stuff and different things that, basically how, anyway.
I'll tell you the name of the, I'm pulling up my Netflix right now. I'll tell you this show. It's GEYEONG SEONG fuck. It's just the name of the show, dude. It's fucking wild. I got into it today. I'm like, man, 6 episodes later, I was like, holy shit, this is really good. It's made to Netflix production, and they gave them the money to make the show, so they did a good job.
I'm gonna have to go get some food so Kevin can see me eat. He's very upset.
So am I.
2.5 hours.
I mean, I haven't seen you eat tonight either, but you had a big brisket dinner. You're not hungry,
I'll go
are
get
you?
some chips. I'll go get some chips. I'll be right back.
Oh, he didn't play the video, so.
Want me to play the video?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Go get your chips. We need to hear some takes from Mark about Eric July's last video that Katie played. Like, he's still super thin-skinned, right? Mark, he knows. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, I'm just back now.
I mean, I was going to ask you about that last video that Katie played. Eric still is a thin-skinned guy. He still pays attention to everything out there.
Yeah, he hasn't changed at all. He's just being really careful about how he says things to not give anybody more ammunition. But man, he's got to move on. He's got to do something. This is not good.
Yeah, just don't like. I mean, you get the super chat, you read the super chat, or you do a show with Daz, and he picks an article, and they just want to have a show, and they want to talk about Marvel or whatever. But dude, you're doing the same shit Marvel's doing. You're just writing stuff, hoping people will buy into your world. And if they don't, they're going to make their opinion felt, right? It's no different. You know, I watched that fucking new, oh shit. Not Ant-Man. It's that bad of a movie. Geez, what's that superhero name? I blink out on this sometime.
The Blue Beetle?
No, Zach Levy plays him.
Shazam?
Shazam. I watched Shazam too. It's pretty fucking bad. And it's bad because they keep going from the adult-ish versions of the characters to the kids all the time. And it gets really fucking annoying. I don't want to do this. I want to watch one group, whether it's the kid movie one time and then the grown-up version the next, something. And then another thing that's really weird about that movie, you know, they're all adopted, right? And, you know, they live with this nice Hispanic couple, but they're the most clueless couple in the world. And they just, you know, it's just so like, oh man, like they're not strict. These kids get away with anything. Thanks, Jim. You're a good sport. They should have kept it a solo hero series. Yeah, I like Shazam, the guy. I like Zach Levy. I like the whole premise of it. But man, they just took the movie like in this weird, and I like Shazam 1 pretty good. You know, I thought at first, like, you know, what's her name? The old chick that plays the British chick that plays all the action movies.
Helen Mirren?
Yeah. I thought, oh no, we got to watch her. They don't put her, I mean, she's in it, but she's not like all over the movie. And what's her name? Chow, that every Asian, she's every Asian in every movie.
Chow Yun Fat?
Yeah, she's a fucking, I can't, like, she was annoying, but I don't know. I'd give that movie like a 5 out of 10. Just because I was like having to swap between characters all the time. Well, yeah, it was. It was very cringy. Like, because you're supposed to believe it's him, like, as the 17-year-old kid looking at this older woman, so in love, but they played it with Zachary Levy's character hitting on her when he's actually like looks older than her. So that was really weird. Yeah. I'm every Asian. It's all me. It's all in me. Yes, of course it is. So
ready to play this?
Is it Lucy Liu? Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah. She looks old as fuck now, by the way, if that's Lucy Liu. I don't care about him. She wasn't a very likable character. Go ahead and play it, Jim.
この事実、これを私は自分の目で見てます。彼らはどんな思いであの山の中で私は孫悟の丘の上に立って
Buckle up, because this is a chilling journey into one of the most sinister intersections of science, war, and politics. Let's rewind to the early 20th century and begin with Shiro Ishii, the mastermind behind one of the worst atrocities of World War II. Born in 1892 into a privileged family, Ishii had the makings of a brilliant medical scientist. He was a rising star at Kyoto Imperial University, but his interests quickly turned from saving lives to taking them. Ishii became obsessed with the idea of biological warfare, especially after Japan refused to sign the Geneva Protocol of 1925, which prohibited the use of chemical and biological weapons. This loophole gave Ishii the green light to pursue his dark ambitions.
Thousands of people became test subjects. They were from various nationalities. Around 60% were Chinese, around 30% Russian, and a few Koreans and Mongolians.
Fast forward to the 1930s, and Japan's imperial expansion into
Did you see
Manchuria
those gas masks,
created the
Jim?
perfect setting for Ishii's vision.
They're in the show I'm watching.
Unit 731, officially called the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Bureau, was established in Japanese-occupied Manchuria under the guise of humanitarian work.
Nowadays, most of the buildings of those facilities have largely vanished, but a museum has been erected on the former perimeter to document the extent and the acts of the Japanese chemical weapons unit.
But beneath this innocent title lay something far more horrifying, a sprawling complex dedicated to the most inhumane experiments imaginable. Over the next decade, Unit 731 became a place of unspeakable atrocities. Thousands of men, women, and children, mostly Chinese civilians, but also Korean laborers, Allied prisoners of war, and even infants, were subjected to experiments that defy comprehension.
The Chinese population of Harbin were the equivalent of lab rats. These weren't human beings who had rights to life, who had rights to freedom from torture and sickness and disease.
Picture this. Live vivisections were...
Do the Chinese people currently have any of those things today?
Yes. All of them.
No, I mean in China, their own government, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't treat them like people. They'll kill them and charge their family for the bullet.
Yeah. What's that Muslim population they have there that they
Uyghurs.
literally use? The Uyghurs.
Huh.
Is it Uyghurs or Uyghurs?
Uyghurs.
Okay. I don't want to use the hard R, you know. But I mean they literally use them as slaves. Like it's wild.
It is.
And nobody says anything about how those Uyghurs are treated.
Terrible.
Prisoners were dissected without amnesia. Exposure
Jimmy made
to
me
deadly
hungry, son of a bitch.
pathogens like anthrax, plague, and cholera. Freezing experiments where subjects were exposed to sub-zero temperatures until their limbs froze solid,
Holy
only
shit.
to be thawed out in
Fuck
scalding water. And the list goes on. The goal? To develop biological weapons that could be used on a massive scale. Plague-infested fleas, anthrax-laden bombs, and poison supplies were all tested on live human subjects, with the ultimate aim of using them in warfare.
恐ろしいようなことしとったからな。
その解剖は生きたままですか？
全部生きとんのさ。切り取って。
It's hard to overstate just how horrific these experiments were. Thousands of people died slow, agonizing deaths as Ishii and his colleagues continued their gruesome work. But here's the chilling part. These experiments were not just acts of cruelty for cruelty's sake. They were part of a calculated effort to perfect biological warfare.
Was that
for
an actual
future
real video
use.
of them smashing?
And
breaking
Ishii's
someone's-
ambitions weren't limited to China. There were plans to deploy these weapons against the Allies if the war had continued.
The Allied armed forces have been ordered to suspend offensive action. The proclamation of VJ Day must await upon the formal signing of the surrender terms by Japan.
As World War II came to a close and Japan faced imminent defeat, Ishii ordered the destruction of Unit 731 to cover up the evidence of his war crimes. Prisoners were executed, buildings were blown up, and documents were burned. But despite these efforts,
Dude, they do
rumors
that in
of
the
the
show,
atrocities committed at Unit 731 had already begun to spread.
More Japanese war criminals are being rounded up, I'm glad to say. In Saigon, Captain Furukawa, accused of murder and rape, is handcuffed to Colonel Shitsume, who was responsible for the murder of some 400 French prisoners by bayoneting and beheading.
The world expected justice, and Ishii's capture seemed like a guarantee that the perpetrators would be held accountable. But what happened next was a shocking betrayal of that expectation. In January 1946, Ishii was captured by the American Counterintelligence Corps.
I plead guilty to having exercised direct guidance of preparations for conducting biological warfare, chiefly against the Soviet Union. Biological bombs were to be dropped on Vladivostok, Voroshilov, Khabarovsk, Chita, and Blagoveshchensk.
He should have been tried and convicted for his war crimes. Instead, he made a deal with the U.S. government. In exchange for immunity, Ishii offered to hand over all the data from Unit 731's experiments.
Whoa.
That's right. The United States, eager to get its hands on the biological warfare research that had been conducted in Manchuria, decided to let Ishii and his colleagues go free. Why?
Russia seems to have plenty of barbed wire to enslave its own people, to keep freedom out.
The U.S. was in the midst of the Cold War and saw the potential value in the horrific experiments Ishii had conducted. Biological warfare was still very much on the table as a tool of modern warfare, and the data Ishii had collected, while obtained through unspeakable means, was seen as a treasure trove of information. Enter Sidney Gottlieb, a name synonymous with some of the most infamous Cold War era programs.
He was the person who carried out the most intense and extreme experiments on human beings that have ever been conducted by any officer or agency of the U.S. government.
Gottlieb, a biochemist, was the CIA's poisoner-in-chief, leading experiments in mind control, interrogation, and chemical warfare. He would later become infamous for overseeing MK-Ultra, the CIA's notorious mind control program that experimented on unwitting civilians using LSD, drugs, and psychological torture. Gottlieb, like others in the U.S. intelligence community, saw immense value in Ishii's research.
I was sent to the Allen, which was the psychiatric ward of the Royal Vic. Every time I had the nitrous oxide, I felt like I was spinning.
Unit 731 had provided detailed reports on the effects of various biological agents on human beings, data that would have been impossible to gather ethically or legally in the U.S. But Ishii's data wasn't just confined to biological warfare. His research into poisons, chemical agents, and methods of covert assassination overlapped with what Gottlieb and his team were developing at the CIA. But Gottlieb wasn't working alone. Some of the most powerful men in the U.S. government were involved in this dark chapter, including Richard Helms, Allen Dulles, and James Angleton. Let's take a closer look at these key figures and their roles in shaping America's post-war intelligence apparatus. Richard Helms, who would later become the director of the CIA, was deeply involved in covert operations during the Cold War. He had a reputation for being pragmatic, often prioritizing national security over ethical concerns.
Breaking and entering and not getting caught is a very difficult activity. And for it to be done properly, one has to have trained individuals who do nothing else and who are used to doing this frequently.
Helms played a critical role in overseeing programs like MK-Ultra, where human experimentation became a routine part of intelligence gathering. It was under Helms' watch that the CIA embraced data from Unit 731, viewing it as a valuable asset in the race to stay ahead of the Soviets. Then there was Allen Dulles, the longest-serving director of the CIA and one of the architects of America's Cold War intelligence strategy. Dulles was obsessed with using any means necessary to defeat the Soviet Union, even if it meant collaborating with some of the most notorious war criminals in history.
The KGB is one of the most sinister organizations that ever was organized.
Are they any good? Are the Russians good at this?
Oh, yes. Oh, my, yes. You take some of their operations, they're classic.
Under his leadership, the CIA not only incorporated Nazi scientists into U.S. military research through Operation Paperclip, but also quietly integrated Shiro Ishii's data into its biological warfare program. Dulles was a master of covert operations and had no qualms about using morally questionable methods if it gave the U.S. an edge. James "Jesus" Angleton, head of the CIA's counterintelligence division, was another key player.
He actually called himself
Angleton
Jesus?
was a paranoid figure, obsessed with uncovering Soviet spies and rooting out traitors within the U.S. government.
There are those, of course, who would say that the CIA's wings were simply clipped, that they had been going too far, too fast, too freely.
That guy looks like
there are those who say anything.
a bad guy.
There is always a question whether a democratic country is capable of having an
Looks like a bad
intelligence
guy in a
service of
movie.
any great merit.
His hardline stance against communism made him a natural ally in the CIA's willingness to use ethically compromised data. Angleton's involvement in covert operations often blurred the line between intelligence gathering and outright psychological manipulation. But perhaps the most tragic figure in this story is Frank Olson, a scientist working on biological warfare for the U.S. government.
Wasn't he on fucking
The Frank
Andy
Olson
Griffith show?
family has lived here in Frederick, Maryland
What?
since 1950.
Andy Griffith show.
Olson was a top-level biochemist at nearby Fort Detrick.
The U.S. was actively developing biological weapons using data from Unit 731 and other sources, not just for defense, but for potential offensive use. Olson's disillusionment with the CIA's covert programs grew, particularly as he learned more
Is that
about the
right,
agency's
Coleman?
experiments on human subjects. Olson's story took a dark turn when he was unwittingly dosed with LSD by Sidney Gottlieb during a CIA retreat in 1953.
In 1953, November, Alice Olson was told simply that her husband had fallen or jumped out of a 10th-story window.
Just
I know I said this the last time they brought up this guy.
Mm-hmm.
His son is Ted Olson, whose wife was killed on 9/11.
Weird.
He was on one of the planes.
Is that right?
He worked for the Bush administration. He was like Solicitor General.
Ted was. Ted did.
Ted was, yeah. So you see, they're all family. It's all interconnected.
You think this guy jumped or was thrown out the window?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one of those conspiracy theory things, right?
I mean, how many people would jump out of a window to kill themselves?
Too many fucking dude.
I get that, but I'm saying out of all the ways to commit suicide, you're right. Like that's got to be one of the
I think he was
worst,
tripping
and probably and probably one of the least successful ones. So every time they say somebody jumped, scare quotes, I always assume thrown.
Well, yeah.
Is it more believable that he shot himself twice with a shotgun?
Of course.
Yeah. It was a glancing blow.
Yeah.
He for sure was murdered. Yeah. I saw AJ talk about that one night, I think. He was talking about this guy, part of the MK Ultra thing.
That's something I've always like read. I've never went down the rabbit hole, right? Like I've surface read about it, but I've never like really dug into it. 'Cause that stuff, MK Ultra kind of scares me.
And Kevin sent us $5, said Double Eaters, best stream ever.
I was eating at the same time. You just couldn't see me.
Thank you, Kevin. Ask Las Vegas casino owners about jumpers. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't
fuck
know
this.
any
Fuck
casino
this.
owners.
Well, I'm just saying, like, ask New York City high rises. People jump all the time. You know, the problem is though they're inconsiderate and they do it when people are below them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
kill themselves.
There was a professor at UAB last year that jumped and killed himself in front of his students. He jumped off one of those crosswalks, like that they have that connect buildings.
Did they roofie him in class or something? Was he tripping balls?
I don't know. It's my nephew's girlfriend told me about it. She goes to school down there, and I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't have bullied your professor in class, and he wouldn't have done that. And she got all mad. Never finished telling me the
Have
story.
we gone into the finders, Jim? Not at all. I don't know what that is.
Oh, buddy. Finding who's finding the finders is a good little. It's not even a conspiracy, really. Like it's been proven.
I have no idea what the finders is.
Long and skinny of it, CIA decided to infiltrate or start. I don't remember which one. A child cult, and they ended up running and just staying in the cult.
Days later, Olson fell to his death from a New York City hotel window in what was officially ruled self-inflicted. However, many, including Olson's family, believe he was murdered by the CIA because he knew too much about the agency's illegal activities. His death remains shrouded in mystery and serves as a stark reminder of the personal toll these secret programs took on those involved.
One is either asked to believe that in addition to being malicious in many ways, the CIA is very bumbling. But in this case, I think there's another possibility that there may have been some intent.
The legacy of Unit 731, Shiro Ishii, and the involvement of the CIA is a grim one. The U.S. government's decision to prioritize scientific data over justice for war crimes set a dangerous precedent. Thousands of lives were sacrificed for knowledge that, while valuable from a scientific perspective, was obtained through unimaginable cruelty. This ethical compromise had far-reaching consequences.
Logs are not people. They're even lower than livestock, preached Shiro Ishii, the ideologist and mastermind behind everything that happened in the death camp.
The data for Unit 731 became a cornerstone of U.S. biological warfare research, contributing to the development of weapons and strategies that would have been unthinkable under normal circumstances.
Yes, as a lot of people know, Agent Orange is a herbicide that was used most famously in Vietnam.
But the real cost wasn't just the advancement of military science. It was the loss of humanity, the abandonment of morality, and the pursuit of power. As we reflect on the stark chapter in history.
You know why it was called Agent Orange?
I don't remember. I used to know. What's the reason, Jim?
Because the barrels had an orange stripe on them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That was just the name that the people called it. Oh,
the
Agent
guy from the
Orange.
military. Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
History. We must ask ourselves, how far should we go in the name of progress? Can we ever justify sacrificing human lives for scientific knowledge or national security? The story of Shiro Ishii, Sidney Gottlieb, Richard Helms, Alan Dulles, James Angleton, and Frank Olson forces us to confront these difficult questions. It serves as a reminder that the pursuit of power, when left unchecked, can lead to unimaginable horrors. If this story left you with more questions than answers, you're not alone. The legacy of Unit 731 and the CIA's Cold War experiments is one that demands reflection, not just on the events of the past, but on the moral choices we face in the present and future. What kind of world do we want to live in, and how much are we willing to sacrifice to create it? These are not just questions for historians. They're questions for all of us as we navigate a world where the lines between morality, science, and power are often blurred. Remember, the past isn't just a series of isolated events. It's a mirror that reflects the decisions we're making today. Should we allow war criminals to escape justice in exchange for the promise of knowledge? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video.
I was just wondering too. You know how there was all the stuff about Roundup.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if Agent Orange and Roundup are the same fucking thing.
I don't know.
Think about it, because you use Roundup to kill like weeds and stuff.
Kevin, he never asks us a fucking question and he never gives us an answer. So yes, I've got questions and I don't have any answers to the questions. So he just talks. He gets a fucking glance over of it, and he never tell us
delves
something.
into it.
Give us some fucking details. How many people died? What were the permanent effects? How many people died when the Americans took it over? Whatever, man. How many people died from Agent Orange? Fuck, dude. I just know you hate America. You're communist. We're gonna play Snorum's favorite conspiracy theory or whatever video, and it's coming on right now.
Damn, Granny.
Where is this? Where is this video at? Where does this? It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's fucking incredible, isn't it? I'll send you. I'll put the link in the chat.
I was just wondering. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't, that Granny thing looked kind of.
Oh, it's an award-winning CGI 3D animated short film. Let me see. It's got 8.2 million views over 12 years. Pretty good. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Like,
cool.
Yeah. Wow, that was really good, Storm. Appreciate that. That was awesome. What do you think, Jim? Do you like it?
I was trying to figure out
all the visuals.
It was very trippy.
Yeah. What on drugs did I just watch? No, thank you, Storm. I like when people send me stuff I've seen before. If you guys got a membership tonight, you can thank Storm for that. He put 10 in there. What is this, Jim?
this is that Alex Jones thing we were watching the other.
Oh, okay. What was this? Okay. I don't care about Harp. Fuck that guy or that project. I do want to play this again, Jim, because you weren't here for this. You need to see this.
Something, fake shouting, fake outrage. And Represent 69 with the 5. Derek, how come I spent $35 when I could have just waited and how about shut the fuck up? I've got no energy. Okay, people, and that's a wrap. Oh, well, y'all, we've closed out at what's it at, Rip? What's it at? Just let me see. $64,000. There you go. Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. You see, this just goes to show, and I said this before, but that goes to show to those who were naysayers. Well, it was a pretty solid idea in the end. I was right. Well, you're always right, aren't you? Yeah, right. Yeah. God, I love you. Okay, cool. You're just not the kind of guy, the kind of businessman that makes stupid decisions, are you? Of course not. You're just too smart to take quick cash grabs for small amounts of money that jeopardize your future sales, aren't you? I am, yes, thank you. You can stop now. Just quickly, I suppose you've all noticed my new setup here. Well, I'm standing up and have a wider camera on me now, as I want to show you that I've lost a very small amount of weight, whilst at the same time pretending I'm just being loose and cool by walking about all over the place for no practical reason like a fat infantile prick. Right. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, $64,000 is going to be very helpful right now as I'm bleeding money. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, a bit off topic, but guess what I picked up today? A cheeseburger? I found this little beauty in the bargain bin for just £5. The horseman's coming up as I need more money to pay. Haha! Isn't it hilarious? Things have got so bad with their awful IP that they have to shift merch for just £5. Haha, right, Rip. Imagine being so fucking stupid that someone with no creative talent whatsoever creates a boring generic character intended to appeal to a specific political demographic, and when the hype falls flat, then sells it all off for just a $5 for a desperate cash grab and completely devalues the stock. Can you imagine?
Mark, this is exactly what we just watched when Eric talking about the other stuff earlier, right? Like,
yeah. There's so much little humor in all of this. Like he said, and for those naysayers, and he's talking about the horseman, every word in these videos is thought about, these are great.
This is so good. I stand up in my videos now.
What kind of fucking idiot? Can you imagine? What kind of fucking idiot? What kind of fucking idiot? Can you imagine? What kind of fucking idiot?
Hibbity jibbity, hibbity jibbity, hibbity jibbity, hibbity jibbity, y'all. Hibbity jibbity. You, sir, would you like some hibbity jibbity? Only $5. We will win. We will win. Anybody? No, we will win for $5. God, I'm cold. So cold. Hey, what about you, sir? Would you like to buy some hibbity jibbity? Only $5. Oh, God, no. No, no. Ah! No, no. Go be great. Ah!
Can you imagine? What kind of can you imagine? What kind of fucking idiot? What kind of fucking idiot would do something as stupid as that, eh? Ha 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 ha.
I don't feel so good.
But you'd never do that, would you, Ripper? You'd never make such a stupid move. Anyway, back to the super chats. Neckbeard99 with the 5 says, Derek, I can't wait for ISOM 3, but I'm going to wait until it's reduced to $5. Go be great. We will win.
It's one of my favorites, Jim. You don't like that one?
It was good. I've seen that though. I did see that. I don't know.
It just went on stream the other night, and it was, oh my God, it was so, it hit the spot right at the right moment, Mark.
Yep.
So good. All right, what do we got here, Jim? This was 9/11, right?
Yeah, unless you want to watch another short video.
Yeah, I'd rather watch something short. You want to watch what is this?
One does not build a stupendous war machine in a fit of passion, nor an Auschwitz factory during a passing spasm of brutality.
What if I told you that in its quest to become the dominant superpower, the United States willingly brought more than 1,600 former Nazi scientists into the country?
What these men did was done with the utmost deliberation.
The once powerful Nazi war machinery is slowly crumbling to dust.
Jim,
imagine a post-World War II world.
This is the spoils of war. Right, Mark? You take what you can get to make your country better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got those people, got the rocket makers, of course, which helped the space program. And
yeah, it's all part of it, man. I mean, what are you going to kill them all? Like, they were a small country in Central Europe that was fighting a war on many fronts and kicking a lot of ass. You might want to know what the fuck they were doing to make that happen, Jim. Just saying. Yeah. Like, it might be a thing. Let's hear what our boy has to say about it.
Where the lines between enemy and ally blur, and the pursuit of power leads to morally questionable choices. That's exactly what unfolded in one of the most controversial operations in U.S. history, Operation Paperclip. It's a story of secret deals, ethical compromise, and the race for global dominance in science and technology.
You who have not seen it do not know what hell looks like from the top. That's what Germany looks like.
As the Third Reich collapsed, the Allies were not only hunting down Nazi war criminals, they were also scrambling to capture Germany's most brilliant minds. Why? Because these scientists had pioneered advancements in everything from rocket technology to chemical weapons, knowledge that could be used to tip the balance of power in a post-war world. The United States and Soviet Union were locked in a shadowy competition, each trying to gain control of these intellectual resources. These men, some of whom had committed horrific crimes, were given new lives, new jobs, and even new identities. Welcome to the dark, ethically fraught world of Operation Paperclip.
Don't say that he's hypocritical. Say rather that he's apolitical. Once the rockets are up, who cares where they come down? That's not my department, says Werner von Braun.
I have a question, Ben.
Almost exactly 16 months after the A-bomb is dropped on Hiroshima.
If we didn't do it, wouldn't it have been more unethical if we didn't do it and Russia got all those scientists, or Japan? I mean, it would have been unethical if we wouldn't have did our due diligence to try and better our country after fighting in that war, right? I mean, they're not going to kill them. If we didn't get them, somebody else was going to get them. That's just a fact of life, Mark. Sorry. That's how this shit works. So, I mean, unless every country in the world agreed we're going to kill some of the smartest people just because we can, then maybe. But they weren't going to do that. No country was going to agree to that. And then he just said something earlier, too, about their chemical warfare, Jim. But in the video we watched before that, he said that Japan got away with it because they never signed the treaty in 1925.
Right.
So that's
Germany did, though.
Right. So what are we talking about? Like, were they still doing chemical warfare that we didn't know about in Germany in World War II? I don't remember hearing anything about that. We didn't take any Japanese scientists. No, we killed them all. We dropped a couple of bombs, and they were gone. Good pilots in the RAF. Yeah. The Right Stuff has a bit about whose German scientists were better. Yeah. I gotta watch that movie again, The Right Stuff. I haven't seen that in a long time. All right, Jim, go ahead.
It's a good movie, The Right Stuff.
Yeah, I just haven't seen it in a while.
The U.S. Army is about to make its first major test of a ballistic rocket.
Initially known as Operation Overcast, was named for the paperclips that were attached to the files of scientists that the U.S. deemed most valuable. One of the most famous figures to emerge from this operation was Wernher von Braun, the mastermind behind the Nazi V-2 rockets that had terrorized Allied cities.
An altitude of 117 miles will be achieved, a world's record. This rocket is not American, however. It is German.
These deadly rockets were designed in part by prisoners forced to work in inhuman conditions at the Mittelwerk factory. Von Braun wasn't just a passive bystander in this atrocity. He personally selected slave laborers from the Buchenwald concentration camp. Yet despite his Nazi past, von Braun became a central figure in the U.S. space program.
Buchenwald, not Buchenwald.
He picked the guys in the concentration camp to go work on. Maybe he asked them a few questions. Do you know anything about mechanics? Anything about science? Because I'm sure there were people.
I mean, we are talking about the Germans here. I'm sure they had records that said what the people did before they were there, so
Right,
they
but
knew
he
the ones
probably-
that could actually, that were engineers or machinists, or
Right.
I don't know.
It's so. Yeah, the Russians got plenty of shit too. They got a bunch of gold just like the Americans did, Jim. They all went around looking for treasures that the Nazis were stealing, including people. Yeah. They had papers on everyone. Yes, they did, House of R. So yeah, he went through their files. He said, yeah, this guy's got a high education. He's done chemicals. He's done whatever. He's worked in mechanics. Yeah, bring this guy on. I don't think he was saying turn on the chamber that day.
And according to that movie, Schindler's List, didn't the people that they knew could do the jobs they wanted them to do, they tried to protect them and make sure they were fed well and weren't abused and stuff because they needed them to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't seem to me to make a lot of sense that you would mistreat people that you need.
Yeah, I was going to be a smart ass because you said that this rocket was going to go 117 miles in the air. It's a world record. And I was going to say, well, imagine if they wouldn't have been slave labor and it might have been 150 miles in the air, but it's trying to be an asshole. But I mean, 117 miles, that's a lot. That's a long way.
Well, I don't think this rocket was built maybe it was built with slave labor. This rocket was built in New Mexico.
Well, that's not what he's saying. He's saying
no, it was a German rocket. We bought a bunch of them back, like unfinished ones, and then the first rockets, they were just German rockets we were test firing.
But that's not what he's promoting here in this video. He's saying that this rocket was built specifically with people in concentration camps.
This rocket right here, maybe, I don't know. This rocket right here, though, was fired from White Sands, New Mexico.
All I'm saying is when you watch the video, though, that's not what he says. Okay. He's saying, while we're looking at this image, that this guy was picking people from the camps. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Von Braun became a central figure in the U.S. space program, eventually helping to develop the Saturn V rocket that took Americans to the moon.
To help show you what is being done to solve these problems, we have called upon one of the foremost exponents of space travel, Dr. Wernher von Braun, who is at present the chief of the Guided Missile Division of the Army's Rocket Center at Redstone Arsenal.
But von Braun was only the tip of the iceberg. let's talk about some of the other key players in Operation Paperclip and the morally dubious roles they played. Working with von Braun was Arthur Rudolph, who served as a production manager at the Mittelwerk facility. Under his oversight, workers endured brutal conditions, starvation, and inhumane treatment, leading to the death of thousands.
Some people believe that the reports of what happened there are exaggerated. No words could exaggerate.
Yet despite this
How
dark
would
past,
that woman know anything?
Rudolph's expertise in rocketry made him an asset to the United States during the Cold War. Brought to America under Operation Paperclip, he became a key figure in NASA's space program, playing a significant role in developing the Saturn V rocket that enabled the Apollo moon landing. For years, he was celebrated as a hero of American science, even receiving prestigious accolades for his work.
Now I'd like to show you a department of our school, which is a logical outgrowth of what you've been seeing.
However, when his involvement in Nazi war crimes resurfaced in the 1980s, Rudolph was forced to give up his U.S. citizenship and return to Germany, largely escaping formal justice. But let's not forget another pivotal player.
For this story, you ought to talk to Dr. Hubertus Strugold.
Strugold had been involved in experiments at the Dachau concentration camp, where prisoners were subjected to cruel and lethal experiments on how the human body responds to extreme conditions. Despite the evidence of his wartime atrocities, Strugold's name was eventually cleared. Once again, in the interest of national security. In the United States, Strugold became a key figure in NASA's medical program, developing life support systems and astronaut training protocols.
Dr. Strugold, what are the prospects for space travel? Will not only make routine flight under space conditions in the vicinity of the Earth, but also that he will travel to or around the moon.
Now let's shift to some Nazi doctors, some of whom were even tried at Nuremberg. Dr. Kurt Blom, for example, had been the Deputy Surgeon General of Nazi Germany, overseeing biological warfare research that included testing on prisoners.
Professor Kurt Blomer, the Deputy Health Minister and Plenipotentiary for Cancer Research, favored testing the abstract in mice, but Russia insisted on using human test subjects. Himmler took Russia aside, and a human cancer testing station was established at Dachau concentration camp.
When captured, Blom was charged with war crimes at the Nuremberg trials, but shockingly he was acquitted, thanks in large part to U.S. intervention.
Taking their places in the famous Nuremberg courtroom, judges of the Allied Military Tribunal begin the trial of minor war criminals.
Otto Ambros. And then there was Otto Ambros, a chemist who had helped develop nerve agents like sarin and taboon for the Nazis. Ambros had overseen chemical plants that used slave labor from Auschwitz, where countless workers perished.
In conquered Poland, Ambros was shown a town where one of Himmler's largest concentration camps had just been built. The town was Oswiecim, known to the Germans as Auschwitz. Ambros found the site otherwise suitable and was particularly interested in the possibility of using the concentration camp inmates to erect the plant, all of which was reported to the other defendants. They agreed.
He was convicted at Nuremberg, but instead of serving his full sentence, he was quietly brought to the United States to work on chemical weapons development. Ambros was so essential to U.S. military interests that he was even granted a pardon, allowing him to continue his work with impunity. These men helped shape America's post-war scientific and military achievements, but their pasts were anything but clean.
Ambros was part of the chemical weapons scientists that were of great.
How many lives did they save by bringing these guys over here for space travel? Right, that guy was, he's talking about, in Earth's orbit and around the moon and stuff, and I mean, oh, dude, I'm sorry. You just, yes, they did atrocities. I get it. I get it. And you can't say, well, I was doing it because, but they kind of were doing it because they were working for their government, right, Jim? This is what they were told to do. These guys weren't ordering food for the camps where they were getting the people, right? That wasn't their role. They were building a plant. They were, building a rocket. They're just doing their shit. Now, they're not heroes at all, but they got us to the moon first.
I mean, imagine, let's say, if there was a disease that was causing problems all around the world, and some government officials, let's say in a make-believe island somewhere, let's call it Australia, decided that they had to lock people into camps for weeks.
Right. Because they had the flu.
Because they had the flu.
And the citizens all went for it. They thought it was fine when they came back from another country, got off the airplane.
But those,
and went straight
those
to the
people
camp.
that made the decisions to do it, and
Then there was
worked at the
others that
camps,
didn't. Yeah.
They're all walking around free, aren't they?
Yeah.
And their fearless leader gets off scot-free.
Yeah.
Probably still doing book tours in the U.S. now.
Yeah.
What is Fauci up to, by the way? Not in
Oh,
prison
his
yet, right?
Death count? I don't know. It's got to be hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, up to.
Oh,
Very
millions,
high.
dude. Millions.
Millions.
Ask
Yeah.
all the AIDS victims. I'll ask all those guys. If only we had magic guns to protect us all the time. Well,
I'm telling you something.
They don't protect us all the time, but they give us a better fucking chance.
People who think that teachers being armed is a bad idea.
No, they're wrong.
Just remember though, every teacher was armed at Hogwarts. Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Great interest to the United States.
So why did the U.S. welcome them with open arms? The answer lies in the geopolitical reality of the time. The Cold War had begun, and with the Soviet Union snapping up German scientists in its own operation, the U.S. couldn't afford to fall behind.
Well,
National security was the justification, and for many, the ends seemed to justify the means. But this operation wasn't just a military endeavor. It was also a covert CIA initiative. The Central Intelligence Agency, newly formed in 1947, was instrumental in facilitating the transfer of these Nazi scientists into the U.S., often erasing or downplaying their Nazi affiliations in the process. Let's explore some of the key figures in the CIA who played significant roles in Operation Paperclip. One of the most notable was Allen Dulles, the first civilian director of Central Intelligence. Dulles was a master of espionage and covert operations, and during his tenure, he prioritized harnessing scientific talent no matter the moral cost.
Mr. Dulles, I know.
Hiding this shit in 1947 was a whole lot easier than it is today. It just was. They're here. Nobody knew who they fucking were. Change your name. They say they're a fucking POW. Nobody knows. There was no way to track these people down like they can today. Good Lord. Sorry, Jim. It's just it's annoying as fuck, this guy. He drives me crazy, Mark. Nothing America did has ever been good for America, according to this guy. Ever. It's annoying. That's his brother. The Dulles airport, the airport's named after, is not Allen. It's his brother, who was like a senator or a fucking congressman or something for years. So I thought it was.
I've heard this many times, that there are people who say that we, with regard to the CIA, are waging a secret war with an invisible government.
We are obviously engaged in many facets of what is generally called the Cold War.
Dulles had been deeply involved in intelligence gathering during World War II as a senior officer in the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, the CIA's precursor. After the war, he became an architect of Operation Paperclip, pushing hard for the recruitment of German scientists. Dulles believed that if the U.S. didn't act quickly, the Soviets would recruit these same scientists, which could have catastrophic consequences in the Cold War.
The KGB is one of the most sinister organizations that ever was organized.
Are they any good? Are the Russians good at this?
Oh, yes. Oh, my. You take some of their operations, they're classic.
Then there's John J. McCloy, another key figure in the operation. McCloy had served as Assistant Secretary of War during World War II and was later appointed to the U.S. High Commissioner for Germany, effectively overseeing the occupation of Germany after the war.
John McCloy's had a long life, 90 years, and most of it marked by unparalleled service to his country and humanity.
McCloy was instrumental in negotiating the terms that allowed many of these scientists, including war criminals, to escape prosecution and work for the U.S. government. And let's not forget about James Jesus Angleton, the infamous head of counterintelligence at the CIA. Angleton, known for his paranoia and obsession with Soviet espionage, viewed the recruitment of Nazi scientists as a necessary evil.
There are those, of course, who would say that the CIA's wings were simply clipped, that they had been going too far, too fast, too freely.
Oh, there are those who will say anything.
Angleton helped run counterintelligence programs that monitored the activities of former Nazi scientists once they were brought into the United States, ensuring that they were loyal to their new homeland.
There is always a question whether a democratic country is capable of having an intelligence service of any great merit.
One figure who bridges the gap between science, intelligence, and Nazi war crimes is Reinhard Gehlen. Gehlen was a Nazi intelligence officer who had run the Wehrmacht's intelligence service on the Eastern Front. After the war, Gehlen offered his vast intelligence network to the Americans, promising valuable insight into Soviet military operations.
Thereafter, until his break with Hitler in April 1945, Gehlen reported regularly on all matters to do with Russia's war effort, gathering his information from agents inside the Soviet Union, some inside the Kremlin itself.
Allen Dulles and the CIA embraced him, establishing the Gehlen Organization, a secret West German intelligence service that operated under U.S. guidance. The Gehlen Organization became a key asset in the early Cold War, though it was staffed by many former Nazis. Operation Paperclip wasn't just about advancing science and technology. It was about creating a powerful network of individuals who could outthink, outmaneuver, and outbuild the Soviets. Ethical lines were blurred and, in many cases, completely crossed. These scientists, with their dark pasts, weren't simply forgotten. They were actively protected and promoted by the U.S. government. One of the most damning cases of moral compromise involves the infamous MK-Ultra program, which was initiated by the CIA in the 50s. Nazi scientists brought over under Operation Paperclip played a key role in the early stages of this mind control program, which involved unethical experiments on unwitting subjects, including the use of hallucinogenic drugs and psychological torture. Sidney Gottlieb, the CIA officer who ran MK-Ultra, reportedly worked with some of these former Nazi scientists to develop methods of controlling the human mind, methods that were disturbingly similar to techniques used in Nazi concentration camps. By the mid-20th century, many of the scientists recruited under Operation Paperclip had become household names. Werner von Braun was featured on Walt Disney's TV specials, talking about space exploration and the future of mankind's journey to the stars.
Now here's a model I designed for a 4-stage orbital rocket ship. Compared to the unmanned instrument rocket, it is quite large.
Von Braun had gone from a man developing weapons of mass destruction for the Nazis to an American icon, symbolizing the triumph of science and innovation. But what the public didn't see were the compromises that had been made to get there. And these compromises didn't go unnoticed by everyone. Prominent figures like Albert Einstein and Eleanor Roosevelt were vocal critics of Operation Paperclip.
I don't think the V-2 rockets were weapons of mass destruction. They had tiny warheads. They did very little damage. It was psychological.
Yeah.
And Mark, this is more of the realm that you know. How many fucking hackers did the U.S. government hire?
Yeah.
In the 80s and 90s, because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing in the government. And they hired all these people they were arresting, either go to jail or come to work for us. Like, because and they still do if they find the right guy, right? Oh, this is a good guy with this kind of hacking. We don't know shit about that. This financial guy, so come to work for us. So the government is dumb. They're dummies. They're hiring college graduates that were hanging out at Fort Lauderdale every goddamn spring break. And they get out and they get a job with the FBI. It doesn't make them smart, or the CIA or whatever organization. They're not smart people. So they find people that might be smarter to boost them up.
Well, I mean, but that's smart in and of itself. I mean, the smartest manager is the person who knows who to hire. So that's how you do stuff.
And you know who to delegate what to, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, Captain Beaster, I'm sitting here writing down what William Welborn said about the Fourth Reich thing. And my dogs, they were sleeping in the cage, and my golden retriever went over and just grabbed the toy, and they just both shot out of the cage like cannons. It scared the dog crap out of me, and now they're back in their cage sleeping. Dogs. Unbelievable. Quite a few. They hired so many of these guys, man, and they're going to do it for the next thing. Jim?
Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous.
They definitely will.
They will.
Paperclip. Einstein, who had fled Nazi Germany before the war, wrote a letter to President Truman condemning the decision to allow these men into the country.
We are concerned here with an act of humanity.
He believed that the United States was sacrificing its moral integrity for the sake of power, and he was right to question whether these scientists' contributions could ever justify.
Who's a fucking simpleton that thought the United States ever had moral authority over anything?
Yeah.
This is also a foreigner that doesn't want to get outclassed by other foreign scientists too. I mean, He has his own fucking agenda here, dude. Like,
Yeah, he wanted to always be the smartest guy.
he wanted to be the smartest guy in every room, right? Like, get the hell out of here. Einstein with that gay ass. It's a gay op right there.
Yeah, he's copying Boyd Crowder's hair, and he ain't no outlaw.
Exactly, House of Bark. I mean, yeah, they are. The modern hacker can mess up more than a hurricane, Jim. for legit. Like, they bring companies to their knees every day and make them pay lots of money to turn that shit back on. That we never know what happens, Mark. Right? It happens a lot. These guys.
There's a lot of blackmail stuff going on and all that. I mean, I've seen it in the small company I work for, where people think they got you. Oh, we found this exploit or something, and
you wake up one day and your boss is going, what do you do about this? And you're like, I got that covered, dude. Until you don't, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. You never know.
Right.
The atrocities they had committed. But for the U.S. government, it wasn't about morality, it was about survival. The Cold War was a battle for global supremacy, and the Soviet Union was seen as an existential threat. The Americans couldn't afford to let the Soviets get their hands on these scientific minds. National security became the ultimate justification, even if it meant sweeping the horrors of the past under the rug. Operation Paperclip represents one of the most complex moral dilemmas in American history. The questions posed by Operation Paperclip are not just relics of the past. They remain deeply relevant today. In a world still grappling with the ethics of technological progress and global power dynamics, we're often reminded that the pursuit of dominance, whether through scientific innovation, military strength, or intelligence gathering, can come at an immense moral cost. Take, for example, the development of nuclear weapons.
Now I am become death.
The Manhattan Project, led by figures like J. Robert Oppenheimer and Enrico Fermi, was instrumental in creating the atomic bomb, a device that forever changed the nature of warfare. But the lessons learned through Operation Paperclip echo through these projects as well.
Repeating once again our top story, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev has been removed from power, and there are tanks now in the streets of Moscow. Vice President Gennady Yanayev says he has taken over as acting president.
Even after the Cold War ended, the legacy of Operation Paperclip continued to influence U.S. policy. How far are we willing to push the boundaries of science if it means we gain the upper hand, even if it leaves a trail of destruction in its wake?
Okay,
and what about modern warfare, where technology such as...
How many world wars since World War II, after they found out how to make nukes?
37, I think. 30.
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
38 of them. Yeah.
38 more world wars, right?
Yeah.
Because we're going at a pretty rapid clip there for a minute or two. Like, one ends in what, 1920, and the next one, or 21 or 18, and
19,
one starts
1918.
Or 18, and one starts
Or
in
1917 or 1918.
Yeah. So, but since then, no more world wars, just some regional stuff, just enough to keep us in the weapons business, right?
Yeah. You gotta keep production up. That's
right.
Jobs, it's revenue. Come on, guys.
But
that's the whole purpose.
Not so much that we're killing off, 5 or 6 million people every time we go to war.
Yeah.
So maybe the nuclear weapons actually helped that. Like, maybe stop world war, because there's a fear that nobody wants. I mean, a lot of these people have grandkids and they have kids and they want to see them have a future. And I don't really want to push that button.
Yeah.
So, and if we didn't have nukes, who knows what this country would be today? Would it be, would it still be America? Would we be caught off our guard because, reasons? Because today I think we'd be caught off guard if we didn't have all of the techno war that goes on, Mark, because our population is just so lazy and, they have no drive. I couldn't imagine, the other, 200 million people that are eligible to go to war actually signing up and doing it, because there's so much hate and vitriol for our country. How many are going to go fight the war that needs to be fought? I don't know if there'll be enough.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wish that you could actually play real songs on the stream without getting taken down. There's a song by Sting called Russians. I don't know if you've heard that one, but it's about the Cold War. It's about saying things like, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall, and things like that. And it talks about the very point you were making. Do they want to drop bombs and kill people or not? So how far are you willing to go? The war in Ukraine. All right, this is not a world ender like people want to think it is. It's about channeling money to people who want money. That's